I can't hear.
Okay.
Mr. Moran, how you doing this morning? Or today, rather? Mr. Moran,
Hey, yes. How's it going?
how
Sorry,
you doing?
in the process of unmuting. I'm doing fine. How about you?
Good, good. Who's your client today?
My client is Wilbert Green, and I just got an offer of a consent bond from Miss Behringer, and I was just in the process of emailing her back.
Okay.
We're gonna agree to that consent bond.
All right, cool. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Lal, and we are going to proceed with our first appearance
for cases which have been recently accused by the Solicitor General, the prosecutor. This is a list of misdemeanor criminal cases. Defendants were recently arrested and booked on certain charges. The prosecutor, who is the Solicitor General, has now formally accused the defendants of one or more of these offenses. So when I address each of the defendants' cases, please remember that that's for the defendants. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. Okay. I'm not sure if everyone has joined the Zoom. I'm still waiting for courtroom 2. So hopefully, and the host also will please be mindful of this. If you are not an attorney, if you are not courthouse staff, please switch your video off and keep your screen muted. Please keep your video off and keep your screen muted. When the particular defendant that you're interested in addressing his or her case, you can chime in at that time. But right now, if you are not an attorney and not courthouse staff, please keep your screen muted. All right, ACDC, who do we have, please?
Your
Good
Honor,
afternoon, Your Honor.
Good
excuse
afternoon.
me 1 second. Can I give you your reset date,
Oh,
please?
sure. Yeah,
Okay, it is going to be May the 26th.
thank you. All
You're
right.
welcome.
All right, sorry, Deputy. Who do you have first?
Position 20, Miss Moore.
All right. This is Jocelyn Shanithia Moore, accused of simple battery family violence. Incident date happens to be May 11th of this year, case 26 CR 3038L. Ms. Moore, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is it Ms. McLeod?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. It is
Yeah.
me.
All right. Any priors, Ms. Tolwood?
No, there are 2 cycles total, no convictions listed. The recommended level was UJR jail.
All right.
Nothing
Any
further.
FTAs or open cases?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident here happened. This was May 11th, 2026. The address is 115 Bay Street. And the owner of the home advised that the defendant had entered into a verbal dispute with family members there. That escalated with pulling the victim, Josiah Campbell's hair, grabbing and pulling the hair, and the defendant then pushed her way out of the home, damaging a wall behind the front door also. I did see it was ultimately no pros, but there is a simple battery family violence case from 2023 involving another family member there at that same location, striking, I believe it's her sister, and throwing a lotion bottle at that same individual, witnessed by several people in the household, as I believe this case was as well. I also saw no, that was dismissed. The state's recommendation with that prior arrest does give us some cause for concerns. We haven't spoken with the victim as of yet. We are recommending a $2,500 surety, as well as, 3 days anger awareness, no further contact with Josiah Campbell. Stay away from that location, Judge, as well as no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Is there a Josiah Campbell on Zoom who wants to join in? Or a Jay Moore? I think, oh no, Jay Moore is the defendant. That's Mr. Campbell's aunt. Okay, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. I am asking for a signature bond for my client. She is currently unemployed. She's a mother of 3 children, and they live at this location. This is her mom's house, and she lives with her mom, Your Honor. So I'm asking for a signature bond for her.
Okay, thank you. Bond is going to be set at $3,500. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services, level 2. She's to have no further contact with Josiah Campbell, and she must vacate the premises at 115 Bay Street in Fairburn, Georgia. Within 30 days of being released, she will update the court with her new mailing address. She's allowed a one-time visit to the location at Bay Street in order to retrieve her belongings and retrieve her children. But like I said, within 30 days, she must update the court with a new address that has to be more than 300 yards away from the Bay Street location. No illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, no weapons, and no firearms. Also, this will be a 12-month monitoring with pretrial services. She will complete 12 anger awareness classes, and she will complete them at a minimum rate of one class a month. If she violates any of these conditions, if she gets arrested again, or if she doesn't show up to court, this 3,500 signature bond will be revoked. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case, ACDC. Courtroom 2, I'll be with you shortly.
Next is position 1, Miss Allen.
Renee Pamela Allen is accused of criminal trespass from May 11th of this year. Her accusation number is 26 CR 3030B. Ms. Allen, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. Geddes. Any priors, Ms. Tolman?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 12 cycles total. There's a 2019 conviction out of Cobb County for willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. There's a 2015 conviction also out of Cobb for purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. And there are 4 convictions outside of the 10-year period. The recommended level was level 2. Nothing further.
Ms. Evans Battle, good afternoon. What's the
Good
recommendation?
afternoon. It's a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial services, we would do level 1. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. Thank you. And the address location to stay away from would be the 4120 Fulton Industrial Boulevard, which is the Budgetal Inn. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Geddes, any objection to the stay away?
No objection to the stay away, Your Honor. I would ask the court to consider a signature bond or the lowest possible bond. She's not currently employed. My understanding is that prior to this arrest, she was staying with her sister. The lack of a stable source of income would obviously present difficulties in her affording the bond, and that's why I'm asking for what I'm asking for.
Is the sister's address at Harwell Road? Is that her prior address?
I'm not certain, Your Honor, but I don't believe so.
Okay. I'm going to grant a 1,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 1, which means she can report virtually, but she must make sure she reports once a month. If they don't hear from her, her bond will be revoked. She doesn't have to pay for the bond today, but if she gets arrested again, or if she violates the conditions of the bond, she will be arrested again and brought back to jail. One of the conditions is to stay away from the Budgetel Motel at the Fulton Industrial Boulevard location. She's allowed a one-time visit and only to the front desk in order to retrieve her belongings. She's not allowed on anywhere else on the property, but only to the front desk to retrieve her belongings. And then after that, she's not to return to the property at all. Her next court date will be sent to whichever mailing address she provides us. So within 30 days of being released, she needs to come down to the clerk's office and provide us with a valid mailing address where she will receive her court summons. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Position 16, Miss Vasquez.
Ms. Champion, was this? Okay, no, sorry. This is Mariana Ivaskiv, accused of battery, family violence, and 2 counts of cruelty in the 3rd degree from May 10th of this year, case 26 CR 3031C. Ms. Ivaskiv, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney presently is going to be Mr. Geddes. Any priors?
No prior history. Recommended UJR jail.
All right, thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. This particular case happened at 21 St. Clair Lane, Northeast on May the 10th. And it appeared that the defendant grabbed one of the children, the 5-year-old, and began yelling at her and screaming at her. The victim in the case had indicated that part of the problem is alcohol that played a role in this particular case, and she's had prior violent instances that he also attributes to alcohol. The 2-year-old was present in the room when this occurred. Our bond recommendation is for a 5,500 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. It would be $3,500 on the battery, $1,000 on each count of cruelty to children. No further violent contact. We'd ask the court to order either the FVIP or the ADET. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond. And I'm not sure if Mr. Igor, Igor Friedman, is the victim, if he is on the call, if the court would sound for him, please.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Igor Friedman, if you are on Zoom and you want to chime in, this is the time to do so. Igor Friedman. All right, Mr. Geddes, are you presently representing Ms. Ivaskov?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Evans-Battle, you said no violent contact, correct?
Yes, we had heard from the victim, and he was okay with there being contact. There was no issues with her returning to the home. As I recall, that he only wanted the court to look at how we can address the alcohol.
All right. Mr. Geddes, any objection to the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the only objection that I would have would be the Family Violence Intervention Program. I would ask that she be given some kind of anger awareness or something less stringent. I've had several clients who've had to participate in the FVIP program. It's a pretty extensive series of classes that they're expected to pay for. She has no prior criminal history, so I would just ask the court to consider something other than the FVIP program.
Okay, thank you. On the battery family violence, it's going to be a $2,500 signature bond. On each of the cruelty charges is going to be $1,250. This is a total of a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 2. She will report to pretrial services in person for a duration of 12 months. While she reports to pretrial services, she's not to consume any illegal drugs, including marijuana. She's not to consume any alcoholic beverages, and she's not to own or possess any firearms, and they're not allowed to have any firearms in the home. She will be subject to a mandatory drug and alcohol screen at least once a month by pretrial services. She can also be subject to random screens. While she is reporting to pretrial twice a month for the next 12 months, she will complete 12 anger awareness classes at a minimum rate of 1 class a month, and she will complete 4 parenting classes with pretrial services. She will also enroll and undergo an alcohol and drug evaluation with a healthcare provider of her choosing. This must be done within 10 days of being released, and she must submit to any treatment that's required by the evaluator. She may return to the St. Clair location if that's where she wants to live, but she's to have no further violent contact with Igor Friedman and no further violent contact with the 2 minors involved. Her next court date will be sent to her St. Clair location. If she changes the address, she'll need to let the court know of her change of address. If she fails a drug or alcohol screen, if she gets arrested again, if she violates any of the conditions of the bond, or if she doesn't report to pretrial, this $5,000 signature bond will be revoked. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused, please?
Yes, Deputy Milton, have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, courtroom 2. Good afternoon. My name is Judge Lal, and we're going to be addressing each of your cases for the individuals seated in courtroom 2. When we address each of your cases, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say during this virtual proceeding, your statements can and will be used against you in the treatment of your case. These proceedings are being recorded and live streamed, so if you have anything to say, please wait till your attorney is available. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. Today, we're going to be addressing these newly accused criminal cases against you. These are all misdemeanor offenses. I will let you know what is your new case number, the charges brought against you, to appoint counsel, and to set a bond. When we address bond, we're going to consider the facts and circumstances alleged in the warrants, as well as any police reports, and also to see whether you have a significant criminal record history. You may qualify for a signature bond, or you may possibly qualify for a cash bond or a surety bond. All right, Mr. Igor Friedman, you are free to go. Please consult with the Public Defender's Office as to the terms of the bond, or the Solicitor's Office. You can contact the Victim Advocates Division. All right, courtroom 2, who do we have first?
Number 13, Mr. Green.
Your
This is-
Honor, this is a consent.
Okay, thank you. This is Wilbert Green, accused of criminal trespass causing damage to property, April 28th of this year, 26 CR 3028K. Your attorney happens to be Mr. Moran. And I understand Mr. Moran, Ms. Evans-Battle, you all have reached an agreement. What are the terms, Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. We're asking that he enroll and complete 8-week anger management program, have no further contact with Brittany Smith, stay away from the 2750 Vineyards Drive Southeast location, that they utilize third-party transfer of the trial for visitation until completion of the anger management classes, have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons on bond, and have no further violations of the law. Thank you.
Mr. Moran, did your client agree to these terms?
I have not had a chance. I got this this offer for this bond about 8 minutes before court started, so I have not had a chance to speak with him about this. But we were just going to be asking for a signature bond today, and the state offered one. Mr. Green, can you hear me? Are you in agreement with the terms read by the state about your consent bond? It's a signature bond.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, we're in agreement, Your Honor.
All right. So he will be released on a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services. He will report to pretrial once a month. While he reports to pretrial, he will complete 8 anger management classes at his expense, and he must enroll in those classes within 30 days and complete them within 180 days from today. He's to have no further contact with Brittany Smith, which means he stays 200 yards away from her and does not communicate with her in any way, form, or manner unless it's through her attorney. He's also to stay away from 2750 Vineyard Drive. If he has any personal property there, he's allowed a one-time visit in the company of a police officer to retrieve his personal belongings. That visit cannot exceed 1 hour. With regards to any children that he shares with Ms. Smith, I will allow for a third-party transfer of the children. In other words, the pickup and the drop-off and the parenting plan must be negotiated through a third party, and this will continue until all anger management classes are completed and the certificate of completion is filed with pretrial. Next court date will be sent to his current address, so within 30 days of being released, please make sure you update the court with your new address. At all times, you're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages, no illegal drugs, and not allowed to own and possess any firearms. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
And that's my only business for the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you. Thank you, Ms. Evans-Battle.
And let's get number 15, Ms. Henderson.
Ashanti Henderson is accused of battery family violence. Incident date appears to be May 12th this year, case 26 CR 3057Y. Ms. Henderson, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Ms. McLeod. And any priors?
No prior history, recommended level 1.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle, was there a recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Our recommendation in this case is for a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. We would ask that she be ordered to start the FVIP. And at this time, we have not heard from Mr. Miller. Therefore, we would have to ask for no further contact with Mr. Miller, and unless he is on the call, and the location that you would have to stay away from is the 2635 Arrowwood Drive, East Point location. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
All right.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Just a minute. Is there a Roger Miller on Zoom?
His mother
Roger?
is, this is his mother, Contessa Woodson. I can't get my screen to come
Mom,
on.
hold on. He right here on the phone.
Okay.
Miss,
Excuse me, Roger Miller is right here.
you know, I feel like I'm in some kind of alternate universe, hearing voices from a distance. All right, Miss Champion, if you can prompt these users to please start their video, otherwise just remove them if they cannot. Okay. Roger Miller, if you are present, Roger Miller, if you are present, this is the time to say something, otherwise we're moving on. Okay. All right, Miss Contessa
Excuse me.
Woodson.
Oh.
No, excuse me. I'm calling for Roger Miller. I'm not calling for an excuse me. Miss Contessa Woodson, please raise
Yes.
your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and how do you know Miss Henderson, Ashanti Henderson?
She's the mother of my grandchild.
Okay, and how do you know Mr. Miller?
He's my son.
All right, and where is your son?
He's at school right now, but my daughter was trying to reach him on FaceTime audio. I was trying to get him the Zoom meeting so that he could join in directly.
Are you carrying a child?
This is their baby.
What the heck are you doing? Remove her from Zoom. Remove her.
Okay.
Remove Contessa Woodson. All right. Miss Henderson, Mr. Roger Miller hasn't appeared yet. At the present time, I will grant the state's recommendation. Ms. McLeod, any objection to the FVIP or to the stay away or anything to that effect?
Yes, Your Honor, I object to both. I object to the FVIP because my client is currently quite busy. She's about to graduate from high school. She's graduating soon, and she has finals that she has to focus on. So the FVIP would be just too much for her. Plus, she's not working. She has a 1-year-old child that she also has to take care of. These parties do not live together, but as the mother said, they do share a child, and they do want to have contact.
Okay, thank you. On the battery family violence, it's going to be a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. Ms. Henderson, you are to have no further violent contact with Roger Miller, but you have to vacate the premises at 2635 Arrowwood Drive in East Point, Georgia. You're
She
allowed
doesn't live there, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
I know, but she's not allowed there. She has to stay away from the property. And if she doesn't live there, then there's no reason for a one-time visit. I will allow for whatever parenting plan they have, but like I said, Miss Henderson cannot return to the Arrowwood Drive location in East Point. She will complete 12 anger awareness classes with pretrial services, and she's to complete those classes at a minimum rate of once a month. So her pretrial monitoring will be for a period of 12 months. I don't believe there was an issue with the child, but Henderson
Your Honor.
sleeping in his bedroom and leaving to, okay. Yeah, that wasn't an issue there. All right. And in the meantime, also, no illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons and no firearms. And her next court date will be sent to her current address. Oh, no, her current address, which I gather is not the Henderson. All right, thank you. Next case.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Ms. McLeod.
You're welcome.
Who do we have now?
Number 14, Ms. Hardiman.
Hardiman. Marquita Hardiman is accused of battery, family violence, case number 26 CR 3049B. Ms. Hardiman, you've been advised of your rights, and any priors, Ms. Stallworth? I'm sorry, Ms. Stallworth? Oh, there you
No.
are. Thank you.
Sorry, no prior history, recommended UJR jail.
Okay. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened on the 12th, and Miss Hardiman got into an argument with the father of her child. They were at the elementary school in the parking lot at 970 Martin Street Southeast. And when there was some controversy in which she kept sticking a phone in his face, antagonizing him, and when he went to grab it away from her, then she at that point, scratched him in the face, and he was concerned because he knows she carries a weapon, and when she reached into her bag, but she didn't brandish the weapon if she had it at him. So we are asking, she does have that, she has a prior aggravated assault and terroristic threat involving a sibling. It's from what I gathered from reading the prior indictment on the case. So we are asking for a surety, $3,500 surety bond, and we're asking for no further contact with Darius Evans. I could not tell from the warrant whether they were living together. I know they share a child, but I did not have that information or a report to further determine whether or not they were living in the same household as a stay away. No alcohol, drugs, weapons, and I'd ask that she surrender any firearms that she has. Thank you.
All right. Darius Evans, if you want to address the court with regards to this case, this is the time to unmute and start your video. Okay. Mr. Geddes?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Hardiman is a lifelong resident of Georgia. She expressed to me she does have a job she'll be able to return to when she's released from custody, working with forklifts. My understanding is that she has a separate address based out of Lithonia. Obviously, they would still need to be able to coordinate care for the child and custody arrangements and things like that. She does have degrees from trade school in both medical billing and coding, as well as assistance. Based off of what I received from pretrial, my understanding was that she did not have any prior arrests. So I would just ask the court to consider a signature bond.
Yeah, the Fulton County jailing screen shows that she's had a prior arrest for a misdemeanor and a recent arrest for an aggravated assault. So I'm not certain what were the status of those cases. At the present time, on the battery family violence, that's going to be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 2. She's to have no further contact with Mr. Darius Evans. She's to stay 200 yards away from him and not communicate with him in any way, form, or manner. Does she live with Mr. Evans?
My understanding is no, Your Honor.
Okay. If she doesn't live with Mr. Evans, then she doesn't have to stay away from her domicile. But if she does live with him, that's going to be a problem because she cannot be in the same household with him. Now, if he's sharing the same house, then she has to stay away until she successfully either evicts him or he voluntarily vacates the property. Do they share children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If they share children, then I'll allow for a third-party transfer of the child. She's also to stay away from the Michelle and Barack Obama Elementary School. If she has children who attend that school, somebody else will have to go there in her place, either to pick up or to address any children issues with the faculty, or she can do it online, but she herself physically cannot go to the school. She's also to surrender possession of any and all firearms to the police authorities and provide her receipt that her firearm has been surrendered to the police within 30 days. That receipt will be provided to pretrial. This will be a 12-month monitoring. She will report to pretrial services twice a month for 12 months. And if she violates the conditions of this bond, her bond will be revoked. Thank you. Please unmute courtroom 2. Ms. Hardiman, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say, your statements can and will be used against you.
Yes. I'm saying I don't have a gun. He stole my gun. Barry stole my gun. So
Then you need to file a police report and make sure that you submit that to the pretrial officer.
filed, Miss Long. It's been filed already. A stolen gun, and I told that he was the one that stole it.
I don't know. You know what your conditions are. Thank you.
We wasn't at the school. We was in front of the school. We wasn't at the school.
Ma'am, you are not to
Hey.
return to that school property until further order of the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, let's go 25, Ms. Sims.
25, okay. Mariana Sims is accused of 2 counts of simple battery family violence from May 12th of this year. Oh, by the way, is Miss Lucia on Zoom? Our Spanish interpreter? I understand that she will be able to join us. Was it after 3:30, Ms. Champion?
Yes, ma'am. After 3:30.
Okay, thank you. All right, going back to Miss Mariana Sims. Her case is 26 CR 0030568. 2 counts of simple battery family violence from May 12th of this year. She's been advised of her rights. Ms. Stallworth, any priors?
No prior history, recommended UJR jail.
Thank you. Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Your Honor, this was the incident that took place just yesterday at 10132 Windelier Way in Roswell. The individuals are dating, and they live together and have been for a year and a half and share 1 child together. There was an argument wherein she swung her hand at him, striking him. And there was a video corroborating this. She had admitted to pinching him on the arm. We have spoken with the victim, Mr. Max Nixdorf, and he confirmed as much. He did state that the victim had been drinking since 3 that day. And the defendant was yelling at him, causing their child to cry, and he was trying to soothe the child. And it was at that point the defendant came out of the room yelling about the defendant talking SHIT to the baby about her, and grabbed him near his rib cage and pinched him, as well as while he was holding their child in 1 arm and using the other to block the defendant. He did begin recording, and that's when the defendant swung on him there. This has happened, according to him, 3 other times, and this happens when the defendant drinks. There is a lot of, I believe, trauma involved on the defendant's side, according to him, and he states he'd be okay with a signature bond and returning to the residence and contact and whatnot. The state does take issue with that. We would be concerned for his safety, with there being 3 other prior incidents like this, and also this was a recent incident just yesterday. There hasn't been a sufficient cooling off period. We are requesting a $3,000 total surety for those reasons, $1,500 each. If Your Honor is inclined to grant a signature bond or anything less, we would be asking for FFIB, and random screens might not be a bad idea as well. No further contact with Max Nixdorf at the present time. Stay away from 10132 Windelier Way in Roswell, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. If we could sound for Mr. Nixdorf.
Max with two X's, Nixdorf. If you're on Zoom and you want to address the court, this is the time to unmute and start your video.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Can you
Could
hear
you
me?
please raise your phone right in front of your face? It's very uncomfortable looking. Oh, perfect. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you agree with the state's recommendation?
I do not agree with the state's recommendation, Your Honor. And I told as much to the pleasant woman I spoke to this morning that called me with the details. Mariana is a great mother. She is a good partner. There is clearly, I've done something to set her off as well. She is not genuinely violent. The three instances he's talking about, I told the woman I spoke to there had been a couple previous incidents that I didn't call the cops where she had gotten physical with me. At no point have I ever truly felt in danger with this woman. She's a great mother, and I really, a couple days apart, yes, I don't agree that she shouldn't be allowed to come home. I believe we should be allowed to resume our family. She knows we both, nobody's perfect. I have my issues, she has hers. She actually is the one who took the initiative to schedule a couples therapy, which we were going to have our initial session this Friday at 7 p.m. And I can verify that through emails for the court.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Geddes, if you don't mind, I'm going to proceed to the issue of bond. On the simple battery on each count is going to be 1,750. So that's going to make it a 3,500 total. And that's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services level 2. Ms. Sims, you can sign up for your bond today, but you must report to pretrial services twice a month in person. You're not to consume any alcoholic beverages. You're not to consume any illegal drugs, including marijuana, and you're not allowed to own or possess any firearms. So if there are any firearms in the home, either you go or the guns go. It's very simple, just like that. Within 10 days of being released, you will undertake an alcohol and drug evaluation and submit yourself to any treatment. You'll need to show proof to your pretrial officer that you've undergone these evaluation. You will complete 12 anger awareness classes with pretrial services at a minimum rate of once a month. And this pretrial services monitoring at twice a month will be for a 12-month duration. No violent contact with Max Nixdorf, no violent contact in front of your child or children. You may return to the home, but please keep in mind that if you get arrested again, if you violate these conditions, if you don't show up to court, or if you don't report to pretrial and comply with the conditions, this signature bond will be revoked and you will be back in jail, probably on a cash or surety bond. Thank you.
Right at 33, Mr. Zellman.
And if this is Zion Simon, I do believe we offered a diversionary consent bond offer for this case. I don't know
I'm
if I heard
sorry,
back
Mr.
on that.
Scirocco, could you tell me the position number again?
I believe I heard 33. Oh no, is this Zelmat? I'm sorry, I may have misheard that.
Okay. Miss Kim, is this Sanusi Sassy Zelmat?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Case number is 26CR 3058E. Mr. Zelmat is accused of 2 counts of battery and 1 count of willful obstruction of an officer from April 23rd of this year. You've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Miss Kim. Any priors?
History recommended level 1.
Okay. And Mr. Scirocco, you were saying?
Yes, Your Honor, this was not the case I was thinking of. We did not offer a consent bond on this. This was the attack on the juvenile from April 23rd, 125 Milton Avenue in Alpharetta, the Innovation Academy juvenile EP, who sustained a concussion as well as swelling and marks on his face from this incident, and this was the targeted attack by the defendant, who had asked his identity, walked up to him, asked his identity, before then lifting him off the ground and slamming him down onto the ground, injuring him in his head as well as superficially on his person. There was video of this as well, and we did speak with the parent of the victim here, Mark Jupin. He saw the video of the incident, confirmed the events as written in the report there. He did have a concussion, bruising and swelling. They had to go to Peachtree Immediate Care in Alpharetta and then Wellstar for the concussion. The only thing he knows about the defendant is that he does not attend the Sun School. That was confirmed as much in the warrants here, Judge, or the incident report is attached to the warrants. He doesn't. He's asked for a stay away order from that Innovation Academy, 125 Milton Avenue. The victim is a sophomore as well. No further contact with his son. And I believe that's all for that. The state's recommendation, given that this was a targeted attack against this child here, we are recommending a $7,000 surety bond out of concern for the victim's safety here. $3,000 on each battery charge, as well as $1,000 on the obstruction. We're recommending a 12-week anger management course. No further contact with juvenile EJ. Stay away from the Innovation Academy at 125 Milton Avenue in Alpharetta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. And I believe I forgot to mention this, but he fled from police as well.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone here on behalf of Sanusi Sassy Zelmet?
I see the parents here on behalf of the victim, Your Honor.
Chris and Anita Jupin, did you want to chime in?
It's disabled.
All right, the host,
Good,
please.
can you hear us?
All right, thank you. Who would like to speak, Mr. or Miss Jupin?
I would like to, Your Honor.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
How's your son?
He's getting better. We were the parents of this victim. Our son was unexpectedly, unprovokedly attacked and assaulted in a place where he should have been safe, at school, at a school festival, surrounded by his friends. The physical and emotional impact on him and our family has been significant, and our family is still trying to process this. We are asking you to please consider the seriousness of a coordinated, directed attack of violence like this, and the importance of accountability and community safety while determining bond. We respect the process and simply ask that our son's horrific experience to please be taken seriously during this decision.
Thank you. All right, again, is there anyone here for Mr. Zelmet? Family or someone looks, no? Okay, thank you, Miss Jupin. Miss Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Gelmet is actually 17 years old. He goes to Innovation Academy. He is actually enrolled there. He's still sophomore. Your Honor, my client says that he has been a victim of the bullying. It has been going on and on and on, and it was kind of like it was not unprovoked event. It has been an event that has been continuous, and he and his friends were bullied by him, and he wanted to like stand up for him. We asked for a signature on bond. I tried to contact his father. I do have a name and phone number. However, I was not able to contact him. He is really good student. He has a 3.2 GPA. He also plays football and wrestling. He's very good at drawing, Your Honor. He is planning to go for business management class as soon as he gets done with his high school. He has no trouble at school. He is not suspended by the school. Well, he is currently residing with his father. We are sorry that this happened to another student. However, my client was the victim of the long-term bullying. Thank you.
That doesn't quite track. He asked what his identity was when he came up to him. So, not seeing that, Ms. Kim.
Ms. Kim, are you certain, because the principal in the report didn't identify him as a student there?
That's also correct.
I wish his family was here to corroborate what you're saying, but it doesn't line up with the warrant and it doesn't line up with the police report.
I apologize, but he says that he is not a student at Innovation Academy. It must be my mistake.
Okay,
Sorry.
so he's not a student there.
No.
Okay. On the battery, count 1, that's going to be a $2,500 surety bond. On count 2, it's going to be a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial services, level 2. And count 3 is going to be a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial services, level 2. This is going to be a $9,500 split bond. And with regards to the signature bond portion, I would need a family member to co-sign the bond. Mr. Zelmet will be subject to, I do not know, does he have a family member whom he can identify to come co-sign the bond?
Yes, his father will be. His father's name is Mr. Sassy, Sassy.
Same last name?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. That's the name on his ID?
Yes.
Okay. Co-signer is the father, Sassy Zelmet. Sanusi Sassy Zelmet, the defendant, like I said, it is a split bond, and his father will have to co-sign the pretrial portion. It will be a level 2 reporting, which means he reports to pretrial services twice a month. And this will be for a 12-month duration. He's to have no further contact with the minor, and he's to have no further contact with any of the family members of the Jupin family. He's to stay away from the Innovation Academy at 125 Milton Avenue, which means he stays 200 yards away from that location, and he's not allowed to have any contact with any of the students who attend the school on school premises, and especially to stay 200 yards away from the victim. He will attend and complete a alcohol and drug behavioral health evaluation and submit to any treatment, and that must be done within 60 days of being released. I also need him to be subject to, well, he's not going to that school, so that's good. I can't think of anything else that I can impose since this is not a DV case, other than he's subject to a 24-hour curfew. The only time he's allowed to step out of his home is to attend school, is to seek medical attention, to attend court, and to visit his attorney. Is he employed anywhere?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so those are the 3 reasons why he can step out of the home.
Thank you.
No illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and no weapons and firearms. Mr. Zelmet, you're only 17 years old, but this is not an outstanding start. Please keep in mind that if you violate any of these conditions, if you are arrested again, or if you don't report to pretrial and don't come to court, your bond as it presently stands can be revoked in its entirety, and you may have to pay a pretty penny before you are released again. Thank you. Oh, his next court date is going to be May 26th.
I guess we got 26, Mr. Simon.
And this, I believe, is the one we had offered the consent bond on, but had not heard back.
We believe we accepted the consent bond, but I sent out an email saying that we accept. Did I
That
not?
was for, that was with
Oh, no,
respect to
no,
the
no,
other case.
Sorry about that.
All right, so position 26 is Zion, Z-Y-O-N, Simon, accused of, is that correct?
Yes, that's
All
what I.
right. Accused of theft by taking from March 8th of this year, 26 CR 3052Y. Mr. Zion's been advised of his rights. His attorney is Ms. Kim. Any priors, Ms. Tolbert?
No prior history, recommended level 1.
Okay. Mr. Scirocco, did you have a bond recommendation?
Yeah, if I could just for a point of clarity, so was that not accepted, or I'm assuming that was related to your client? Was that not accepted, the diversionary consent bond offer for this?
I have not actually received for him.
They were in the same email as the other one.
Why don't you tell me what it is, Mr. Scirocco?
I will, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The state's diversionary consent bond offer was for $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. Defendant shall enroll in pretrial diversion and pay any required enrollment fee. Shall enroll in and complete Operation 21 anti-theft course and pay any required course fees. Stay away from the IHOP at 8028 Sonoya Road in Fairburn. Complete 30 hours of community service, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond, and no further violations of the law.
All right, so it's a diversion program, basically.
Yes, Your Honor. He accepts the consent bond.
All right. This is a 3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Within 30 days, Mr. Simon, you must come back to the clerk's office and give us a good mailing address where we can send you your notices if required. But if you're agreeing to this bond, you would need to contact the prosecutor's office and make sure that you sign up for their pretrial diversion program. Once you're in the program, you need to pay the diversion fee. You need to complete the Operation 21 Law and Decision Making course. You need to complete 30 hours of community service with any nonprofit agency that's not a church and not a school. And at all times, you cannot return to the IHOP restaurant on Sonoya Road. Thank you.
And just for clarity, it is the anti-theft course. It is through Operation 21, though, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Ms.
Okay.
Kim, if he is accepting, we need all of his updated contact information by the end of today, all right?
Yes, I have all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'll send it out to you. No problem.
Next case.
Number 30, Mr. Williams.
Tyrone Williams is accused of criminal trespass, and this is from May 12th of this year, case number 26 CR 3062J. He's been advised of his rights. Ms. Kim is his attorney. Any priors, Ms. Tolbert?
Yes, Your Honor. He has 66 cycles total. There, one from New Jersey. There's a 2025 NOLO out of Clayton County for criminal trespass, a 2025 conviction out of DeKalb County for criminal trespass. There's a 2025 out of Fulton for PI, first or second conviction, a 2023 out of Fulton for criminal trespass, a 2022 out of Fulton for fare evasion and criminal trespass, a 2022 out of Fulton for criminal trespass and obstruction of law enforcement officers, a 2021 out of Fulton for criminal trespass, 2024.
That's plenty. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. I also did see four recent arrests for criminal trespass, 2025, 2026, most recent being from April. And there was a battery charge associated with that DeKalb criminal trespass conviction. He was convicted of battery as well, 2025. But yeah, a lot of criminal trespass. You did hear or you may not have, but the FTAs 2025 and 2018. And he has a permanent ban from MARTA. He was seen getting off of the one of their rail cars there. And that permanent ban was issued January 15th, 2025. The state's recommendation, given the risk of failure to appear and reoffense here, is going to be a $2,000 surety. That's the present bond on his case. We ask that that remains set. Social worker visit for BH and housing, if appropriate there. Stay away from all MARTA premises and property in accordance with the permanent ban, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Williams is 56 years old and he was born in New York, but he came to Georgia about 20 years ago. And he has a GED and he also worked as staff zone a temporary worker. Sometimes he will lay the concrete. He does construction, odd jobs to make a living. Right now, he is residentially challenged. I think that's why he has lots of criminal trespass. And we ask for the lowest possible bond, like $10 cash. Even that, I don't know how he's going to be able to pay because he does not have anybody who can pay for it.
Okay. Bond is set at $75. That's a cash bond. He is to stay away from all MARTA property. He has been permanently banned from the property since January 15th, 2025. So unlike New York, he's not allowed to use the train stations, the buses, and not to use the amenities at any of the stations. Next court date's May 26th. Thank you.
Did we add on one for Ware Kitchens?
We have an add-on?
We do, Judge.
All right, well, it's not.
I believe it's just one.
Okay. There it is. This is State versus Christopher Ware Catchings. And let me see, the accusation number is 26 CR 3066L. Mr. Ware Catchings is accused of 2 counts of battery, family violence, and 2 counts of cruelty in the 3rd degree. You've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Ms. Kim. And any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 25 cycles total, 21 from Delaware, 2 from Texas, 1 from Virginia. There's a 2025 inattentive driving and driving without valid license. A 2025 driving without valid license. There is an open case out of the city of Atlanta for driving without valid license. A 2022 resisting arrest. A 2014 possession of drug paraphernalia. And then another 2022 driving without valid license. The recommended level is level 2. Nothing further.
Any FTAs in the last 5 years?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. This was the incident that took place just yesterday, 3315 Roswell Road in Atlanta. It's an apartment or residential complex there, and the victim's name is Miss Sierra Dudley. She explained that the defendant, her partner with whom she currently lives, has children, had attacked her. She was laying on the couch, and there was a verbal argument over money. He ripped off the covers and began attacking her, punching her in the face multiple times and choking her. She had visible scratches to her face and neck area, bruising all over her face. This was documented, and also she'd stated that the children were present and witnessed the attack take place, juveniles JW and CW. Another officer who was given permission by the victim to speak with one of the juveniles, JW, advised that he saw his mom sleeping on the couch and that the defendant came in and started an argument and saw the defendant hitting his mom. And once he was done, his mom had scratches on her face. Those 21 cycles out of Delaware, those date back to 2008, mostly traffic and drug cases and convictions. But yeah, that most recent conviction from 2025 would suggest he's got some minimal length of residence here in the community as well. One of those charges was I did see an arrest for assault, endangering the welfare of a child, which from what I could tell there appeared to be the equivalent of cruelty to children in the 3rd in Delaware, and damage to property. That 2020, that was ultimately null prost. But we did conduct, we spoke with the victim, and we did conduct a strangulation assessment. She says they've been together since 2016, confirmed the events in the report. She states that the children didn't see it, just the aftermath, but we have the one child saying that they saw it happen. Also, she says they were in the room. Didn't want her laying on the couch. The defendant didn't want her laying on the couch and told her, she said, I can lay on the couch, I bought it. And defendant told her he wanted her and their children to leave. She was not, she was not working, she explained to us, and she moved there because she had a herniated disc and was starting orientation for her new job. And told the defendant that she would leave once she gets her first check on the 29th of presumably this month. But he wanted her gone now, and she got up to grab her phone. Defendant took her phone and took her to the ground by her neck. They've had arguments before, but it's never been physically violent, she says. The defendants brushed past her and pushed her before, which in my estimation is violence. But in any case, she says the defendant has been in Georgia since August of 2025, so not that long. And she and her children came down in February of this year. She has plans to head back to Delaware tomorrow, she says. They're currently in a hotel as she's left the apartment. She states she doesn't want the defendant to be in jail and just wants them to go their separate ways. And she is requesting no further contact. We would certainly agree with the no further contact. The strangulation assessment that we conducted revealed the defendant had used both of his hands from the front and on top of her to apply pressure to her neck. The grip pressure rating was rated as 10 out of 10, Judge, lasting for 2 to 5 minutes, but it felt to her as though it was 10 to 15. There were moments in which she could not breathe. And in the moments where she could find breath, she would scream that she could not breathe. And there was a statement about, she stated that she did believe she was going to lose consciousness. The state's recommendation, I understand that she intends to move, but as far as I'm aware, that's not happened yet, and she's still in the state of Georgia. We are concerned for her safety. We're concerned that the defendant, with his minimal length of residence in the community, and as well the heightened lethality factors associated with a strangulation, which we have sent a request for a transfer to Superior Court, Judge. We haven't heard back from the DA's office. We're recommending a $6,000 total surety, Judge, $2,500 on each battery family violence, $500 on each cruelty to children. We're recommending FFIB, no further contact with Sierra Dudley. Stay away from 3315 Rockwell Road in Atlanta. We would ask for that until June 1st, at least, with a one-time law enforcement escort to ensure she no longer resides there and has, in fact, moved out. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And if we could sound for Miss Dudley, Judge.
I'm sorry, do you say Rockwell or Roswell Road? I have got Roswell.
Oh, Roswell, Judge. Did I say
Okay.
Rockwell?
Yeah. All right, thank you. Sierra Dudley, Miss Champion, if you can prompt her to start a video. Hopefully she's not walking around anymore. All right. Miss Dudley, did you want to address the court?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still live at the 3315 Roswell Road location?
I'm here right now gathering my stuff. My brother is coming from Delaware. He should be here tonight around 10 to 11 to take us back home.
You can put your hand down. Okay. And will your children be accompanying you?
Yes, ma'am. They're coming back to Delaware with us.
And do you agree with the prosecutor's assessment of the case?
No, Judge. I did speak to a victim's advocate just to let her know that Christopher did invite us down here to Georgia due to me having a herniated disc to help take care of the kids, which I'm very grateful for. We weren't technically together at the time, so I do understand him wanting us to get out, kind of overstaying our welcome, I guess, and wanting me to get on my own feet. We've never really had a physical altercation. He said that him pushing and brushing me is kind of physical. I guess you could say that, but I don't take it like that. He's been an amazing dad the last 8 years. financially and physically. So I don't want to take that away from them. So I just hope you would take that into consideration. So that way, when we go back to Delaware, we could set up something through family court for him to see the kids.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Ware Catchings is 33 years old, and yes, he's been here from last year, 2025. He's relatively new, but he has a job here. He is gainfully employed as a maintenance guy for the apartment complex. They I guess they do not live together since she's going back to Delaware. They do have two children together. After getting GED, he completed HVAC certification, and he's been a really good father, just like the way she said. It is his place, and I believe that he can go back with a law enforcement officer to verify that she's gone tomorrow and then return home.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ware Catchings, the one issue I have is your significantly high criminal record history, that you're also a multi-state offender, that these allegations of violence occurred in the presence of minors.
Oh, and another thing, Judge, the kids
No,
were
Ms.
not in
Dudley,
the
please
room.
be quiet. Please be quiet. And although there's grace in the victim's allocution that you are a good father, that doesn't minimize the seriousness of these charges. I am going to grant the state's recommendation of $2,500 on each count of battery domestic violence and $500 on each count of cruelty in the third degree. This is going to be a $6,000 surety bond. You are to have no further contact with Sierra Dudley. You're not to communicate with her in any way, form, or manner, and you're not to try to reach out to her in person or through a third party or even on social media. You're to have no contact with the two minor children, JW and CW. You may have contact with them in accordance with any court-ordered parenting plan, whether the parenting plan is established here in Georgia or whether it's established in another jurisdiction. You're not allowed to consume any illegal drugs, no alcohol, and marijuana is still an illegal drug in Georgia, by the way. No alcoholic beverages, and you're not allowed to own or possess any firearms. Your next court date is going to be May 26th. If anybody plans to attend, they would need to obtain a Zoom link. Thank you.
Is it number 6, Mr. Franklin?
Repeat that position number again, Deputy.
6.
6, okay. Quentin Franklin's accused of battery family violence from November 25th of last year. His accusations 26 CR 3061L. Mr. Franklin, you've been advised of your right. Your attorney is Mr. Geddes. Any priors?
There are 7 cycles total. There are 3 from California. There is a 2013 conviction for fraud and an 2003 first offender for possession of marijuana less than an ounce and driving away without paying for gasoline. The recommended level was level 1. Nothing further.
Right. Ms. Evans-Bell?
Yes, Your Honor. This actually happened back in November, and we've had an opportunity to speak with the victim, who indicated that they've been living together since the incident with no issues, as well as that the defendant is married to their mom, and they've never had this situation happen before with any of the children. Our bond recommendation is for a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. Complete an 8-week anger management class, no further violent contact with Serenity Turman, TURMAN, no alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond.
Mr. Geddes, I'll accept the state's recommendation based on my reading of the warrant. The bond is set at $3,000, signature bond through pretrial services level 1. He will report to pretrial services once a month. He will complete 6 anger awareness classes at a minimum rate of once a month, and he's to complete all 6 classes within 180 days of being released. No violent contact with Serenity Thurman. He's not to consume any illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and not allowed to own or possess any firearms. Thank you.
Let's get
Thank you,
18,
Judge.
Ms. Lee Grant.
What position was this?
18.
Thank you.
Derek Legrand is accused of simple battery family violence from May 11th of this year, case 26 CR 3065Y. Mr. Legrand, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Ms. Kim. Any prize?
There's one cycle, a 2012 first offender out of Fulton for willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, recommended UJR jail.
Thank you. Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident from May 11th, 3310 Renaissance Way in Atlanta was the location they made contact. Officers did with Mr. Ike Henry, the victim here. He explained that the defendant, who is his former romantic partner with whom he continues to reside at that location, had become involved in a argument about rent payments. He told the defendant he didn't care what happened to him after he moved out. Defendant became upset, knocking down a picture off the wall, and then pushing him and attempting to grab his hair. Did successfully do so from the account there, and then tried chasing him, at which point he tripped over a bucket of mop water, and causing him to sustain scratches to his face, the defendant's face. Defendant did have an odor consistent with an alcoholic beverage from his person when officers were speaking with him. And he admitted to having pushed Mr. Henry, but he claimed it was because Mr. Henry got in his face. We have spoken with Mr. Henry. He confirmed the reports in the warrant here, and he did confirm they were living together and have lived together ever since 2020 to 2024 and subsequent. The argument about rent because the defendant was moving out, and he is looks like he's moving as well. He doesn't want to reside in the residence because of the defendant's manic episodes. And there's plenty of documentation with respect to this. He states to us the defendant has MH issues and has been physical with him in the past. This is the second time the defendant has pulled out his hair. He was trying to get a TPO last week, and I believe he'll continue to try and do so. He is filing another report. There are things missing from the current report, according to him, insofar as the defendant did cause him bodily harm. He does not want the defendant to return to the apartment. He says the defendant is experiencing paranoia about people watching him, and he expressed concerns about the defendant being released from jail. He's asking for a no contact order, as well as a cash bond. With his history, we are going to be recommending a $3,000 surety, Judge, on account of the references to prior violence here and concerns with MH. We're recommending a social worker visit for BH or MH, any sort of assessment that can be done here. No further contact with Ike Henry. Stay away from 3310 Renaissance Way in Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and if Your Honor thinks it appropriate, random screens.
Ike Henry, if you want to chime in, this is the moment to start your video and unmute.
Yes, Your Honor. Hello.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second to start my video. For some reason, it's not working. I am here though. Yeah, there we go.
All right, remove your hat.
How are you?
Fine.
Sorry, how are you?
Remove your hat.
For spiritual reasons.
For what?
For spirituality reasons. So I don't
What
remove
spirit?
my spirituality. I don't practice
What
multiple.
spirit?
I'm sorry.
What spiritual reasons?
I cover my head to protect my chakras and protect my own spirituality.
I can't make out a single word you're saying.
I wear my turban to protect my chakra and protect my for my
Nope.
personal spirituality. And also
Can't-
damage caused as well.
Can't make out a single word you're saying.
Can you hear me?
No, it's going in and out. Your spirits aren't working for you today. It's going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What spirituality?
So I'm a very spiritual person as far as just I don't
Okay. You're in a courtroom right now. We are a very special place too. And
Yes, and out of respect,
we
and
don't
out of-
allow headgear unless you have a religious belief.
So my religious belief is that I protect my head chakra to cover myself and protect myself
Okay,
at all times.
then please remove yourself from my special place.
I can remove it, but I will just advise that also the damage to my hair as well too is from Mr. Lee Grant and the recent
Trust
incident.
me, I'm not judging appearances today.
Thank you. Give me 1 second.
All right, Miss Kim, while
Yes.
we're waiting for Mr. Henry to prepare himself, yes. Any argument?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 35 years old and he was born in Ohio. Ever since 2011, he has been here in Georgia. He does have a little bit of college experience. He went to Ohio University for business major. And right now, he is self-employed as an Instacart delivery driver. Your Honor, he's qualified for public defender services, and I believe the location is my client's place. Mr. Henry is not on the lease, and also, however, my client is fine with a stay away or no contact with him, and he actually, when he was in jail, Your Honor, another inmate just punched him, so his left eye got swollen and
Yeah,
bruised.
I read the jail incident report. So
Yeah, it's kind of serious here, so I really want him to get a signature on bond. This is his first arrest ever, and go back home to be safer.
It's not his first arrest ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
folks, I've already heard from Mr. Allwood. Thank you so much.
I'm ready, Your
Okay, Mr. Jerome, you look good. Raise your right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do.
I have just one question. Have you vacated the Renaissance Way location?
No, I have not. I'm moving my tomorrow where I'm going.
You're leaving when?
My lease starts tomorrow where I'm going, but I have not vacated. No, I have not.
When are you vacating the premises?
That process starts tomorrow, so it will start tomorrow.
When will you have vacated the premises entirely?
It'll be a week from tomorrow.
It'll be a week from tomorrow. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you. That's all I need to know. Thank you. All right. Mr. Legrand, I just need to let you know that a temporary protective order has been granted by Superior Court. So my bond order is just going to be consistent with that protective order. Of course, Mr. Henry still has to serve you with a copy of that temporary protective order. The case number for the protective order is 26 CV 006750.
I have one in place already.
You know what, Miss Champion, please remove him from the Zoom. He doesn't know how to behave himself in my special courtroom. Thank you. All right. So as I was saying, your bond is going to be set at 3,500. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services, level 1, which means that you can sign up for your bond, but you must report to pretrial once a month. You are to have no further contact with Ike Henry. You are to stay 200 yards away from him, and you're not to communicate with him in any way, form, or manner. This is a particular case that I believe you can get it resolved with the solicitor. No guarantees, but I believe it's resolvable. But if you violate these conditions, you're just going to make it more difficult for yourself. No contact with Ike Henry, and stay away from 3310 Renaissance Way. You may return to 3310 Renaissance Way on May 21st, 2026. Anytime after 12:01 a.m., you may return to the property on May 21st, 2026. Do you understand? All right. You are not to consume any illegal drugs, including marijuana. You're not to consume any alcoholic beverages, and you are not to own or possess any firearms. And your next court date will be sent to your Renaissance Way location. We have a representation from Mr. Henry that he is vacating the premises in a week. So in a week, it will be May 20th. So 1 a.m., you can enter the property. Do you understand?
No.
Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. While you are reporting to pretrial once a month, you will complete 6 anger awareness classes, and those must be completed within 180 days from today. There are no additional costs to do those classes. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 12, Mr. Gray next.
Number 12. Okay. Miss Evans Battle, did Deputy say position 12, Belinda's Gray?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Geddes, is that your client?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Gray, have a seat. All right, sir. This is case 26CR 3047D, in which Mr. Philandus Gray is accused of theft by taking from May 12th of this year. Mr. Gray, you've been advised of your rights. Ms. Stallworth, any priors?
Total. There's an active warrant out of Fulton Port and FTA. The date of that warrant is March the 30th of 2026. He's currently on probation for case number 20 SC 174662 for entering auto. There's a 2019 FTA out of Fulton, 2019 FTA out of the city of Atlanta, and there are 5 FTAs outside of the 10-year period and 23 convictions outside of the 10-year period. He also was on the RAP services list this morning. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor, and I didn't know if the court heard her when she said it was 73 cycles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that.
This happened at the bus station at 232 Forsyth Street on May the 12th. Imani Jackson is the victim in this case. She made it to Thomaston, Georgia, and realized that her bag was missing and had to come back and make the claim for the luggage. And they were able to review a video tape to see that Mr. Gray had taken her bag, and they located the bag, but not all of the property, because people were rummaging through it at the point in which they located it. Our bond recommendation in light of his history, and he's I think there's currently a VOP and warrant, is for a $1,000 surety bond in this particular case. We've had an opportunity to speak with the victim, and I believe she's indicated that she will be on the Zoom today. We're asking that he have no further contact with her, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond, and of course that he stay away from the location unless he has a valid ticket to get the services from the Greyhound station. Thank you.
Mr. Geddes?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So Mr. Gray is a lifelong resident of Georgia. He's lived here for 56 years. He's told me he has several family members living in Georgia, including 2 children. Prior to being arrested, he was working at a grocery store, and he's held that position for the past 3 years. He does also have a high school education. Your Honor, I know that FTA and the probation violation will present obstacles to him being released, regardless of whatever the court decides is an appropriate bond in this case. So I would just ask the court to keep that in mind and give him the lowest possible bond, considering the circumstances.
Well, 1,000 is the lowest I can go at the present time. And it is a surety bond. His next court date is May 26th. He's to stay away from all Greyhound bus stations in Fulton County. He's not allowed at any of the stations. If he wants to travel, he'll need to find an alternative means of travel. Unfortunately, Greyhound bus is out for the present time. No further contact with Imani Jackson. And we are going to reset this case as well as his other case, 26CR 001037, I'm assuming is D, to the next court date. Thank you.
All right, next we got 24, Mr. Russ.
20, okay. Deputy, I think Miss Lucia, our interpreter, is going to join us soon. So do we have the defendant who needs the interpreter services in the courtroom? It does? Okay, thank you. Jamal Akeem Russ is accused of simple battery, family violence, and misdemeanor possession of marijuana. This is from May 12th of this year, accusation 26 CR 3051D. Any priors, Ms. Stahl?
Yes, Your Honor. He has 15 cycles total, 13 from the state of New York. He's currently on probation out of New York for criminal possession, narcotic drug, 4th degree. There are 11 convictions outside of the 10-year period, and his recommended level is level 2. Nothing further.
Mr. Scaraco?
Yes, Your Honor. This was the May 12th incident, so just yesterday, Rhodesia Avenue in Atlanta, 169 Rhodesia Avenue. And officers made contact with the victim, Miss Tumaini Vumaria, excuse me if I'm sure I'm butchering that. She explained that the defendant, who's the father of her child, they share 50-50 custody. They got into a dispute that turned physical. She was trying to leave the defendant's mother's house, which is that location, with her child. Defendant got in her way, told her she couldn't leave, and grabbed her by her hair and arm to stop her from leaving. Also grabbed and ripped her shirt. She stated she was scared and wanted to get her child back from the house. The defendant did admit to grabbing her shirt and ripping it when she was leaving with the baby. And a search incident to arrest revealed 2.35 grams of marijuana in his right sock. We did speak with the victim in this case, Ms. Tumaini. She and the defendant are co-parents of their 1.5-year-old, and she confirmed the events in the report. She's known the defendant since 2021. They don't have any cases out of New York, but he has been physical with her in New York previously. Other than that, the defendant threatens to have his sisters fight her. And to this date, they still haven't in her account, but the threats nonetheless. She was hoping for a cash bond here, as well as no contact and a stay away order from her address in New York. And she's looking to fly back soon. I'm not sure if that's happening today. But we are going to be recommending, given what she's told us and the facts here, a split bond in the amount of $1,000 surety on each simple battery family violence charge, as well as a signature bond through the jail on the possession of marijuana less than an ounce charge. No further contact with Tumaini Vumaria directly or through any third parties. Stay away from the aforementioned address, which is going to be 302 Village Drive in Syracuse, New York. It's an apartment complex. We're fine with him returning to 169 Rhodesia Avenue with a one-time law enforcement escort to make sure she doesn't live there. But if she's online, we would ask that she provide a little bit of clarity on what exactly that timeline for moving out looks like. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol, and if we could sound for the victim, Judge.
Tumaini Vumaria. That's the best I can do.
That's pretty good, Judge.
Okay, and if you are on Zoom and you want to be heard, this is the time to unmute and start your video. Miss Vumaria? Yes? No? All right, Miss Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Ross is 42 years old, and of course, he's been here in Georgia for only a week. Indeed, his family is here in Georgia. That's why he's here. He went to school and got his GED last year. He's kind of like a late bloomer, and this year he's been going to college, OCC's community college in New York, Syracuse, but he's taking online classes, and this is his final week. He has to take lots of final exams, but he's here in jail, so he's kind of like afraid that he's gonna not be able to take the exam.
So he lives in Georgia?
Right now he is staying at his mother's apartment.
No, I understand, but is he living in Georgia or is he visiting?
Visiting, Your Honor.
So he has to go back to New York.
He plans to go back to New York.
When?
Whenever he gets out, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Nothing further from defense, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. On the simple battery, it's going to be $1,000 surety bond. On the misdemeanor possession of marijuana, it's going to be $100 surety bond. Total bond is $1,100. It is a surety bond. No further contact with Miss Mumiria, which means that no matter where she's located on this entire planet, he is to stay 200 yards away from her. But 200 yards is the length of 2 football fields, by the way. So make sure that you stay 200 yards away from her. You're not to communicate with her in any way, form, or manner, which includes in person, mail, email, third parties, computer devices, phones, and even on social media. If you wish to have any contact with the child or children that you share with her, it will be subject to a court-ordered parenting plan. So make sure that you obtain a court order with regards to visitation and joint custody. No, I was going to say no illegal drugs, but if you go back to New York, I understand marijuana is legal there. So smoke up in New York, but no illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and no weapons and no firearms. Your next court date is going to be May 26th. Thank you.
This is 27, Superville.
Repeat the position number, please.
27.
27. Thank you. Mr. Kerwin Superville is accused of battery, family violence, and simple battery, family violence. Your case number is 26 CR 3046C. Incident date appears to be May 11th of this year. Ms. Stallworth? Please unmute.
My apologies. No prior history. Recommended UJR jail.
Thank you. Mr. Scirocco, what's the recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. For the May 11th incident involving the domestic partners here, Richard Kruder is the victim, who was explained to police he was punched and kicked by the defendant after he wouldn't let him out of the room. He, being the defendant, wouldn't let the victim out of the room, beginning to grab and throw his belongings out of the home. We did speak with the victim here, Mr. Kruder. He confirmed the events in the report. He and the defendant have known each other for 3 to 4. Actually, it's not quite clear. 3 to 4, and then I believe there's a typo. But they began their relationship in, it looks like, September, October of 2025. He's moved to Georgia recently. They're now residing there together. He had there was an argument about keys and defendant accusing him of lying, and the defendant began cleaning up damage once he had once he realized the victim had called the police. He started cleaning up the damages, and the defendant, he recounts, has pushed him before, but nothing like this to this extent has happened. He is asking for no further contact. The victim has moved out of the home, so we won't be asking for a stay away. The state's recommendation is going to be a signature bond through pretrial services. Whether Your Honor will be inclined to grant FFIB or anger awareness, we'd be asking for FFIB, since this is not the first incident here, according to the victim. No further contact with Richard Kruder. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I believe that is all. There were visible injuries to the victim. I just don't have them in front of me.
Okay. Miss Kim, the bond's going to be $1,500 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2. This is a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. No further contact with Richard Kruder. He may return to the residence. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and needs to complete 6 anger awareness classes with pretrial, all to be completed within 180 days. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, next we got 28, Mr. West.
21. 28, sorry. This is Zaire West. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. West is accused of, oh, I'm so sorry. Before I proceed, Deputy, are these individuals who were just brought in?
They never heard your announcement.
They did? Okay, just want to be sure. Thank you. Zaire West, case number is 26 CR 3053C. Mr. West is accused of 2 counts of battery family violence from May 12th of this year. You've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Ms. Kim. Ms. Stallworth, any priors?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 2 cycles, one from the state of Pennsylvania. There's a 2023 conviction out of Fulton for reckless conduct and discharge of firearm on property of another. The recommended level is level 2.
Thank you. Mr. Scrapple?
Yes, Your Honor. I do want to add that that conviction for reckless conduct and discharge of firearms on the property of another, that was with the same victim, convicted 2023. I was at their former residence, 3450 Roxborough Road. There was an argument between them and the victim, and that is Miss Tamaya Graham. She was involved in that. The defendant had gotten into an argument with her, but then proceeded to walk out onto the balcony and fire 3 shots in the air with his Glock 19.
Oh, that was from the old case, right?
Right, and he was
Okay.
ordered to complete FFIB, but there was
Tell me
unsuccessful
about,
termination.
tell me about this one. What do you recommend?
For this one, Judge, seeing as this one involved, this was a third party calling in this incident. There was a video taken of the incident. She was crying out for help, wait, stop, help. Identified as the defendant, the individual who was pushing and shoving her in the vehicle in the chest and neck area, causing the seat to move backwards such that you could see it on video. And she had a bruise that she didn't notice she had. It appears she's been trying to cover up for the defendant here as best she can. We believe she needs to be protected from herself, especially since the case from December 6, 2023. That one, we had to ultimately NOD that. He was booked in on both charges, Your Honor, and that involved hitting her while she was trying to leave in a lift. And that was a third party as well who called that in, wherein he attempted to take her purse, did manage to take her phone and wallet, and she sustained bruising to her face and right arm. And we ultimately had to dismiss that due to the statute of limitations having run. But it's notable as well in there, in addition to the third party having called this in, that she noted they'd been in a relationship for 2 years. And in 2023, she was saying she recalls at least 10 different occasions where he has physically attacked her. That was in the warrant for that case, Judge. And while we did have to dismiss it, it is telling. We spoke with her. And she explained that yesterday's incident did not get physical from her account. They were just arguing. They've been together for 2 to 5 years. They share no children, no longer live together. And aside from these 2 incidents, she states that he's never been physically violent with her. And she is saying she's okay with contact and a signature bond and is not scared of him, all of the things. We're not okay with any of that. We're incredibly concerned for her safety. She needs to be protected from herself, from this defendant. There's a massive threat to her posed with him being out anywhere near her. We're recommending an $8,000 cash bond, $4,000 on each charge, no further contact with Temia Graham. Stay away from 3450 Roxborough Road in Atlanta. That's the address we have for no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And that should be it. If we could sound for Miss Graham.
Miss Graham, I think, is here. Miss Tamia, if you want to say something, this is the time to unmute and start your video.
William.
All right, Miss Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. West has been here in Georgia for more than 4 years. He's only 25 years young, and he is currently residing with his mother. I believe alleged victim and my client, they do not live together and they don't have any child together, Your Honor. So my client has no objection to no contact and stay away from her place. Right now, my client does not have any children. After 12th grade, high school graduation, he's been studying he went to trade school for HVAC, and he used to work at construction, but lately he has not been able to obtain any employment. So because of that, he does not have much funds to pay for the bond. We would like to request for the lowest possible bond, $1,000 surety bond.
Okay. On count one, battery family violence, that's going to be a $3,500 surety bond. On count two, that's going to be a $6,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 3. And this is going to be a $10,000 split bond. With regards to the signature bond portion, a level 3 means he reports to pretrial once a week. Within 30 days of reporting, he will enroll in a domestic violence intervention program, and he will show proof that he's enrolled in the program and show proof that he's attending and completing all the 24 weeks of classes without missing or skipping any of the classes. If he misses or skips any of the classes, pretrial is authorized to issue a request for a pretrial warrant. And Mr. West will be arrested again, and bond will be revoked. No contact, stay away, no communication with Tamaya Graham, which means you stay 200 yards away from her. You do not communicate with her in any way, form, or manner. You're not allowed to own or possess any firearms, and your next court date will be May 26th. The DVIP is also recommended due to Mr. West's unsuccessful completion of the terms of his probation from his 2023 case. So hopefully you'll comply this time, and we'll see you on May 26th if you don't bond out. Thank you.
And that's number 2, Mr. Anderson.
$22? Okay.
Oh, this is number 2.
Number 2. Mylik Anderson is accused of loitering and prowling, wearing a mask, hood, or device to conceal the identity of the wearer, violation of rules regarding pedestrian and roadway, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and possession and use of drug-related objects. This appears to be from May 12th of this year, accusation 26 CR 3064L. Any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 10 prior arrests. There's a 2017 Nolo out of LaGrange for theft by shoplifting, an active warrant out of Douglas County for a probation violation. Date of that warrant is November the 1st of 2024. There's a 2016 conviction out of Coweta County for theft by shoplifting and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. There's a 2024 FTA out of DeKalb County, a 2024 FTA out of Troup County, and a 2022 FTA out of Douglas County. Recommended level is level 2. Nothing further.
Ms. Evans-Barrow?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the officer said that he saw him cross over Piedmont Avenue and, really wasn't going to stop him or anything. But then when he looked back, he saw he had a mask on, one of those shiesty masks. And so as a result of that, he thought he better investigate. So he stopped him, explained, what was going on. And asked him for identification. He wouldn't give his name or date of birth or anything else, wouldn't provide any information to him. So the officer said, well, I've got a reason to stop you because of the mask, as well as because of the fact that you have, you were crossing the street. So he did not provide the officers with any information when they were checking. So they went to arrest him. He physically attempted to walk away and pull away from them. Once he was under control, they searched incident to arrest. His bag located an identification that was not his. Originally, they ran it. It was valid identification, but it was for someone else. When they ran his fingerprint, they realized that it was for someone else. We are asking for a bond in this case to be count one, wearing a mask is a $1,000 surety, pedestrian or roadway, loitering, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and possession of drug-related objects for $500, making for a $3,000 total surety, that he stay away from the Piedmont location. It appeared from the warrant that this was a neighborhood. It wasn't a neighborhood in which he lives. So we'd ask him to stay away from that location. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Mr. Geddes?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So Mr. Anderson is a lifelong resident of Georgia. He has expressed to me that he has received his GED. He does not currently have long-term employment, so obviously any kind of financial bond would pose difficulties for him. He's expressed to me that he does suffer from some medical issues which require ongoing treatment. Your Honor, I also am aware that he has a Douglas County hold, so regardless of whatever the bond that's imposed on here today would be, obviously he would have to go to Douglas County before his release is secured. And so we would just ask that the court give him the lowest possible bond given the circumstances.
All right. On the loitering and prowling is going to be a $600 surety bond. On the remaining charges is going to be $100 each. This is a total of a $1,000 surety bond. Unfortunately, he doesn't qualify for a signature bond due to his multiple FTAs, probation violation, and the hold. His next court date is May 26th, and he's to stay away from 855 Piedmont Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you. Next case, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I just I'm the Spanish interpreter.
Oh, Miss Lucia. Oh, yes. Which case were we waiting on for our interpreter?
Number 23. Mr. Reyes?
23. Okay, thank you. And who represents Mr. Reyes?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank
We
you.
use language line to interview.
Okay, thank you. This is Ms. Lucia, do you solemnly swear and affirm the translation you provide will be true and accurate?
I do.
Thank you. This is case 26 CR 3044G, State versus Francisco Reyes, accused of 2 counts of simple battery family violence, allegedly from December 24th, 2025.
Este es el caso del estado de Georgia en contra del señor Francisco Reyes, con el caso 26 CR 003044G, con 2 acusaciones de agresión y violencia doméstica ocurridas el 24 de diciembre del 2025.
Mr. Reyes, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you in the treatment of your case. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you.
Señor Reyes, usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio. Si usted dice algo, cualquier cosa que usted diga puede ser y será usada en contra suya. Y también tiene el derecho de un abogado. Si es que no puede costear un abogado el día de hoy, uno le ha sido dado por el Estado y es la abogada que está con usted.
Ms. Stallworth, does he have any open cases at the present time, or what's his history?
La juez pregunta cuál es su historial o sus antecedentes y si tiene algún caso abierto actualmente.
There are 3 cycles total, and he does have open cases. The first one is 25 CR 002785E, battery family violence first offense, and simple battery family violence. The second case is 23 CR 00155E, and it's for battery, family violence, first offense. There is also a 2022 conviction out of Cherokee County for driving without valid license. His recommended level is level 2.
En cuanto a los antecedentes, indican que tiene un total de 3 ciclos o 3 antecedentes. Tiene todavía un caso abierto, es el caso 25 CR002785E, que es primera ofensa de agresión. Hay otro caso, el 23 CR001558E, que también es por agresión simple. Hay otro que fue encontrado culpable de manejar sin licencia de conducir en el 2022. La recomendación es nivel 2.
Mr. Scirocco, what's the bond recommendation for this current case?
Yes, Your Honor. Being that this was this December 24th incident from 2492 Mobley Court in Atlanta, where law enforcement responded, made contact with Angel Estrada and his mother, the victim, Sarai Serna, also known as Sarai Espinosa Serna. He had reported that the defendant, who's his stepfather, lives with the victim. They got in a physical altercation, the defendant and the mother. His mother and the defendant saw pushing each other. The defendant spit in his mother's face, and there was alcohol consumed. He went with his mother. They went and locked the door, and the defendant became upset, and the more pushing, from what I can tell, and that's before he left the location. Notably, the defendant is in violation of both of his bond orders. The 23 CR 00155-8E case, that battery, family violence for punching the same victim, Miss Sarai Espinosa, in the face, kicking her, slapping her, causing multiple bruises at the same location. Ordered no further contact, as well as a stay away, and no further contact with her minor children. The 12-week anger management, that was a bond issued by you, Your Honor, in 2023. And the 25 CR case, 002785E, for battery and battery family violence, for striking Angel Estrada, so his stepson, the same one here, causing a cut when that stepson, Mr. Estrada, stepped in between a heated argument between the defendant and Miss Serna. So he has violated bond in multiple cases here. This is just the latest installation, Your Honor. We have spoken with Miss Serna through the
Please
language
pause,
line.
Miss Lucia. Had you gotten all that?
Oh my goodness.
That's okay. I believe I got everything. I was running out of steam right around that time, but we're good. Ok. Entonces la juez pregunta al fiscal cuál es la recomendación. Entonces, el fiscal le indica que en estos momentos usted está en violación de los bonos de fianza de los dos casos anteriores. En el caso 23 CR 001558E, usted golpeado. Le indican que ese caso tenía que ver por haberle golpeado a la misma víctima, a la señora Zoraida Espinosa Herrera. Y en ese bono de fianza tenía una orden de no tener más contacto directo con la madre o sea, con la madre, con esta persona, con la víctima, y de permanecer lejos de esa ubicación. Este caso por el que está, de ahí en el caso 23 CR 001558E, era igualmente agresión simple en contra de el menor Ángel Estrada, quien sufrió un corte en su cara porque él intervino para que no le pegara a la mamá. Después de ese arresto, le ordenaron un curso de 12 semanas para el manejo de la ira. Este caso por el que estamos el día hoy aquí ocurrió el 24 de diciembre en la dirección de 24 Medley Court en Atlanta y es en contra de el hijastro Ángel Estrada y la señora Soraya Espinosa Selma. En este caso, es hasta este momento lo que han indicado. Go ahead.
Bond
Thank you.
recommendation, Mr. Scirocco.
The bond recommendation is for a $6,000 total cash bond, Your Honor, $3,000 each on account of the bond violations and the substantial threat to the victim here, as well as Angel Estrada. We are recommending if he bonds out, FVIP, the Family Violence Intervention Program. We're recommending no further contact with either individual. Miss Cerna and Mr. Estrada stay away from the 2492 Mobley Court address in Atlanta. And she states she's okay with contact, Your Honor. We spoke with her and the defendant coming home. We are beyond not okay with that. Same as well, we're not okay with a signature bond here. It's apparently he has been visiting the home on a weekly basis every weekend. So contact with her to see children in violation of the bond orders, Your Honor. So that's the state's recommendation.
La juez pregunta cuál es la recomendación de la fiscalía en cuanto a su bono de fianza. La recomendación de la fiscalía es la siguiente: un bono de fianza por $6,000 en total, asegurado $6,000 en efectivo. Eso es $3,000 por cada una de las agresiones y esto es por la violación de los bonos de fianza anteriores. También está pidiendo la fiscalía, si es que sale bajo fianza, que tiene que tomar un curso sobre violencia doméstica e intervención familiar. No puede tener una orden judicial de ningún contacto con ninguna de las dos víctimas, ni con el niño Ángel Estrada, ni con Soraya Espinosa Selma. Aparte de eso, una orden judicial de permanecer lejos de la dirección del 2492 Mobley Court y donde ha estado usted acudiendo cada fin de semana, cada semana, en violación a las órdenes judiciales anteriores.
Miss Kim?
Ahora es el turno de su abogada defensora.
Yes, Mr. Reyes is 44 years old.
Oh, you can say a few more sentences. Miss Lucia will catch up. She's phenomenal.
Sure. He has been here in Georgia for more than 18 years, and he does have 2 children. And right now, he says he is residing with his friend. He's okay with no contact and stay away.
El señor Reyes tiene 44 años de edad. Ha estado en el estado de Georgia por más de 18 años. Tiene 2 hijos. En este momento se encuentra viviendo con un amigo. Él está de acuerdo en no tener ningún contacto con las 2 víctimas y en permanecer lejos de esa dirección donde ocurrió este suceso.
He has first year of high school education. Right now, he has been working in the construction industry for part-time.
I'm sorry, Miss Kim, did you say construction?
Yes.
Okay. Él cursó el primer año de la preparatoria, ha estado trabajando en la industria de la construcción actualmente.
We would like to request for surety bond. I don't think he can pay for $6,000 cash bond. That is too high for him because his finance is not that great right now.
Estamos pidiendo un bono no asegurado o asegurado por menos. No pensamos que él pueda costear un bono de $6,000 en este momento.
We asked for $5,000 surety bond. Thank you.
Y estamos pidiendo un bono asegurado de $5,000.
Mr. Reyes, this is your 3rd case in a span of 3 years involving the same victims and the same location.
Señor Reyes, este es el fallo de la jueza y lo que ella le indica es que este es su tercer caso en 3 años en contra de la misma víctima.
You clearly do not pay attention when someone is telling you what is required of you.
Básicamente, con certeza, usted no pone atención a las órdenes que se le da y cuando se le requiere que haga algo.
If you have any questions about your restrictions in any of your 3 cases, please make sure to ask your attorney.
Si tiene usted alguna pregunta sobre las restricciones que son parte de sus órdenes de sus otros casos, asegúrese de preguntarle a su abogada cuáles son las restricciones que usted tiene que obedecer.
First of all, you are to have no contact with Soraya Cerna. Do you understand?
Primero, usted no puede tener ningún contacto, ninguno, con la señora Soraya Cerna. ¿Comprende usted eso? ¿Perdón?
Yeah.
Yes.
That means you must stay 200 yards away from her. You cannot see her. You cannot call her. You cannot send her a letter. And you cannot try to talk to her through a third person.
Lo que eso significa es que tiene que permanecer por lo menos a 200 yardas de distancia de ella todo el tiempo. No puede verla, no puede llamarle por teléfono, no puede mandarle cartas ni mensajes, no puede comunicarse con ella por una tercera persona.
The same goes for Mr. Angel and I can't remember, Estrada.
Es lo mismo hacia el señor Ángel Estrada.
You must wait until a judge gives you an order that you can see them and talk to them.
Usted debe esperar hasta que un juez le dé una orden judicial de que sí puede verles o de que sí puede acercarse a ellos.
You do not get to visit them. You do not get to spend Christmas with them. You do not get to do anything until you see a judge's order saying you can have contact with Soraya and Angel.
Usted no puede visitarles, no puede hablarles, no puede ir a pasar feriados o Navidad con ellos. No puede hasta el momento que un juez le dé una orden que puede volver a hacerlo. Y esto aplica tanto a Soraya como a Ángel.
I am telling you this in English and Miss Lucia is telling you this in Spanish. Do you understand?
Le estoy diciendo esto tanto en inglés y se le está siendo interpretado en español. ¿Comprende lo que le estamos diciendo?
Okay.
Yes.
You cannot return to 2492 Mobley Court. You are to stay away from the entire apartment complex until a judge signs an order saying you can go back.
Usted no puede en ningún momento, de ninguna manera, de ninguna forma, acercarse a el complejo de apartamentos donde está el 2492 Mobley Road, ni a ese apartamento en ningún momento hasta que un juez le dé una orden dándole permiso que puede hacerlo.
Okay.
Yes.
On each count, your bond is going to be $1,500.
El fallo en este caso es el siguiente. En cada acusación va a ser un bono de fianza de $1,500.
And your bond is going to be a cash bond only. This is a $3,000 cash bond only.
Y este es un bono de fianza únicamente en efectivo. Tiene que pagarlo en efectivo.
You are also required to be equipped with an ankle monitor for a minimum period of 12 months.
También es parte de la orden judicial que le coloquen un grillete por un mínimo de 12 meses.
The monitoring fees shall be paid by you.
Usted tiene que pagar lo que cuesta el monitoreo del grillete.
You're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages, no illegal drugs, and you cannot own and possess any firearms and weapons.
No puede beber bebidas alcohólicas, no puede consumir ni poseer ninguna droga o estupefaciente y no puede tener o cargar ningún tipo de arma.
All your three cases are going to be reset to May 26.
Los tres casos juntos van a ser puestos en una nueva fecha de corte para el 26 de mayo.
If the state is considering making an offer at the plea and arraignment calendar, the ankle monitor must be instituted as well.
Si es que la fiscalía considera llegar a un acuerdo durante la siguiente audiencia, tienen que considerar mantener el grillete durante todo el término.
Thank
No
you.
objections from the state on that, Your Honor. And we will, just for any clarity here, we will be filing motions to revoke on the open cases.
La fiscalía no tiene ningún problema con hacer eso, están de acuerdo con esos y van a pedir nuevas órdenes en los otros dos casos.
Thank you. Next case, please. Thank you,
Gracias.
Ms. Lucia. Thank you, Ms. Lucia. Appreciate you
Thank
being
you so
here.
much, Ms. Lucia.
Thank you, Your Honor. You all have a good afternoon.
Will do. Deputy, which case are we at?
3, Mr. Bixby.
Repeat.
Number 3, Mr.
Number
Bixby.
3. Thank you. Davinio Christopher Bigsby is accused of terroristic threats and acts. Case number 26CR3033Y. Incident date appears to be December 8th, 2025. Mr. Bigsby, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. Geddes. Any priors?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 57 cycles total, one from North Carolina, one from Missouri. There are several open cases. The first one is 25 SC 004569 for theft by shoplifting. The second is 25 SC 004804, theft by receiving stolen property, fleeing or attempting to elude, driving while license suspended or revoked, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, acquiring license plate for purpose of concealing identification of motor vehicle, and possession display false identification with government logo or seal for criminal act. The third open case is 25 SC 003847, reckless driving, driving while license suspended or revoked, giving false info, seatbelt violation, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, and fleeing or attempting to elude. He's currently on probation out of Houston County for DUI, receipt, possession or transport of firearm, and driving while license suspended or revoked. There's also another open case out of Oconee County for theft by deception. There's a 2026 conviction out of Douglasville, a 2025 FTA out of Cobb, 2024 FTA out of Cobb,
Oh, and
2020.
thank you. The
Okay.
FDA cinched it. Thank you.
You're
Ms.
welcome.
Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened back in December. The victim in the case is Brianna Moore. The stay away location, it would be the 3699 Lenox Road. She indicated to the officers that she was receiving text messages from the defendant, who is her child's father, indicating that he was going to beat the mess out of her, put it nicely. There were voice recordings to that effect, and so the officers do have the additional information corroborating her statement. She is concerned about her safety, and so we're asking that bond be set in the amount of $5,000 in consideration of all of his FTAs that, he has a significant history as well, and his likelihood of reoffending while out. I didn't have an opportunity. I did not see they had contacted her during the jail call, but we'd asked for no further contact with her, Brianna Moore, and to stay away from that location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and that any firearms he possessed, that they be surrendered at this time. Thank you, Judge.
Brianna Moore, if you're on Zoom, this is the time to unmute and start your video if you want to chime in. Mr. Geddes?
Yes, thank you, Judge. So Mr. Bigsby is a lifelong resident of Georgia. My understanding is that he currently has employment through a transportation company. He has several children, all of whom live in Georgia. He also jointly owns a condominium based out of Lithonia, so he owns property within the state. He resides at a separate address from Miss Moore, so I don't think we have any issue with the stay away. My only concern on that front would be making sure there's some kind of third-party transfer policy in place for the sake of the child. He's currently in college, furthering his education. We would just ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond given the circumstances.
Bond is set at $2,000. It is a surety bond. No further contact with Brianna Moore. No contact with any child or children that he shares with Miss Moore. If he wishes to have any kind of joint custody or visitation, he has to file a legitimation case and obtain a court-ordered parenting plan and custody issues. Thank you. Oh, next court date's May 26th.
And this is number 4, Mr. Boykin.
Jarvis Boykin is accused of battery family violence from July 19th of 2024. Case 26CR 3059B. Mr. Boykin, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. Geddes. Any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 14 cycles total, one from the state of Utah. He's currently on probation out of Cobb County for possession of methamphetamine. Also on probation out of Cobb for robbery, aggravated battery, burglary, first degree, and aggravated assault. There's a 2024 conviction out of Paulding County for receipt, possession, or transport of firearm. There's a 2020 conviction out of Coweta County for entering auto, theft by taking, criminal attempt to commit a misdemeanor, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. A 2017 out of Peachtree City for possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and a 2016 out of Cobb for forgery, fourth degree, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The recommended level is level 2. Nothing further.
Ms. Evans-Bell?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened back in 2024. He had taken her to a drug house where they could smoke meth or buy meth. And while there was some some verbal dispute about whether or not she had stolen some money from him or was stealing from him. She indicated to the officer that she was sober at the time and he was the one who was intoxicated. He punched her in the face, and as a result, the officer could see visible injury and swelling to her mouth. Our bond recommendation is for $2,500 surety, no further contact with Raven Stovall, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and stay away from that 2083 Meadow Avenue, which is supposedly a known place to use meth, particularly in light of his current open case for possession of meth. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Geddes?
Yes, thank you, Judge. So Mr. Boykin grew up and has lived most of his life in Georgia. My understanding is that his father owns a company that works with headlight restoration, and he'd be able to secure employment with them on his release. He did finish high school and he has some experience with college. As you heard, this incident took place the better part of 2 years ago at this point. Mr. Boykins expressed to me that he does not have any continued contact with this woman. He's actually under the impression that she's moved out of state. So obviously we're fine with any kind of stay where no contact order. We would just ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond.
It's going to be a 1750 surety bond, no contact with Raven Stovall, and to stay away from 2083 Meadow Avenue in Southeast Atlanta. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Next court date is May 26th. Next case.
7 and 8, Mr. Frank.
Do we have a Demike Colello, or is that a waiver?
It's a
waiver, Your Honor.
Okay, let's move on to 7 and 8, Mr. Brian Frank. Mr. Frank has 2 cases with us this afternoon, 26 CR 3048F, accused of theft by taking from April 20th of this year. The second case is 26 CR 3055F, accused of theft by taking from the same incident date. Mr. Frink, you've been advised of your rights. Any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 38 cycles total, 3 from the state of Virginia. He's currently on probation out of DeKalb County for receipt, possession, or transport of firearm. There's a 2025 FTA out of DeKalb, 2017 FTA out of Fulton, and 2016 FTA out of DeKalb. And there are 3 FTAs outside of the 10-year period. He also has an open case out of DeKalb County for theft by receiving stolen property and theft by shoplifting. There's also a 2017 conviction.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. In the first incident, it took place at 38 Peachtree Center Avenue. Both incidents took place on the Georgia State University campus. In the first incident, a Segway Max G3 electric scooter, which was the property of Mr. Patel, who I did see earlier on the call, was taken, and the value of that purchase was about $1,200. We're asking for a surety be set in the amount of $1,200. Stay away from Georgia State. No further contact with Mr. Patel. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. In the second case, Mr. Adam Winkler is the victim in that case. In both instances, he had taken bolt cutters and cut the bike chains away from the bikes and taken them. Mr. Winkler's bike was a little bit less than $1,000. We asked that surety be set in his case for $1,000 surety, and that he stay away from the Georgia State campus. No further contact with Mr. Winkler. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Mr. Geddes?
Yes, thank you, Judge. So my client is a lifelong resident of Georgia. He's lived here for about 50 years at this point. He has numerous family members who live in the state, including his uncle, his mother, and his sister. He's not currently working. Part of that is due to he previously suffered from a gunshot injury, which has required significant medical treatment and expenses. That's the primary concern that I have with a kind of financial bond. I just want to make sure that he's receiving proper treatment going forward. Beyond that, I would just ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond.
Okay. On each count is going to be a $1,000 surety bond. So this will be $1,000 surety on each case to stay 500 yards away from all Georgia State University property. No contact with Mr. Patel, no contact with Mr. Winkler. And this case is going to move forward to May 26th, along with this third open case, which is 26 CR 003013F. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Thank you.
All right, next, number 9, Mr. Fuentes. You better go there.
What's that? 29?
Number 9.
Number 9, sorry. Oh, okay. Brandon Fuentes has 2 cases with us, 26 CR 3032B, simple battery family violence from May 12th of this year. The second case is 26 CR 3035B, 2 counts of simple battery family violence from May 5th of this year. The first one's May 12th. This one is May 5th. So with regards to both cases, any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
Yes, Your Honor. There is 1 cycle from the state of Connecticut. There's an open case out of East Hartford, Connecticut for disorderly conduct and criminal mischief and evading responsibility property damage. There's an active warrant out of South Fulton for simple assault. That date of warrant is May the 5th of 2026, and the recommended level is level 2.
Do you think that warrant is similar to the case ending in 3035B? Ms. Evans?
I thought it may have been one of these cases here because they both took place in South Fulton. And I thought it was the the May the 12th case for some reason. That it came in as a, that it originally came in as a simple assault. In any event, my bond recommendation would probably be the same anyway. The May the 5th incident occurred at the 5350 Old Bill Cook Road in South Fulton. The victim in that case is BR, who is a minor. I believe he's about 10 years old. The allegation is that he picked the child up, threw him onto his, so that he landed on a large plastic container and hurt his back as a result of it. Later on that same day, he kicked him in the back while he was walking up the stairs. There were children who were present at the time who saw this as well. They are ages 7, 6, and 5 who were present in the household at the time. For the second case that happened May the 12th of 2026, the victim in the case is Miata Vasquez, and I believe she is actually on the call. She is the mother of those children indicated. Mr. Fuentes is not the father of the children, is my understanding. They all just live in the home together. The second incident occurred when the victim indicated that she was not interested in having an intimate relationship with the defendant. She was just allowing him to live in the home. He was making advances and she was saying no. He was sending her videos of them having prior intimate relationships. He became upset about that, and they describe it as thumping her on the back of the head. Our bond recommendation as to the minor victim is for a $5,000 surety bond. That would be $2,500 each count, and that he be ordered to complete an FFIB program and no further contact with any of the children in the household. Stay away from that location. And in the second case, we're asking for a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services. And that would have been at a level 1 because he does have a limited history. No further contact with Ms. Vasquez. Stay away from the location. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And we'd ask that he surrender any firearms that he has. It's my understanding from Ms. Vasquez that they have a joint business venture. So she may ask for some contact. I know she was on earlier. They have a joint business in which she has a firearm, and she believes he has it, is my understanding. So I would ask that he have no firearms, and any that he has be surrendered. Her firearm would be returned to her if he has it, and no alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond. And if the court will sound for her, please.
Miss Miata Lolita Vasquez, if you'd like to chime in, please unmute and start your video.
Hello.
All right, Miss Vasquez, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can lower the right hand signal, or the host can do that.
Okay.
Okay, what would you like to tell us?
For the incident that happened May 5th, I do have a troublesome child, my oldest. This was a response to my son. He lacerated my daughter's eye. And while I understand we have different like parental styles,
I'm sorry, is Mr. Fuentes that child's father?
No, he is not. He's not
Okay,
the father.
we're not going to get into that then. Do you wish to have contact with Mr. Fuentes?
No, I want zero contact, but I do need to pass over the business assets. I do intend to go to civil court for me to pass them along instead of me having to give it to him directly. I do know that I don't feel like he will be a future problem, so I'm okay with his release and me giving over the shared work van. I don't intend to pursue anything other than a zero contact.
Whatever you plan to do with the business or transfer of ownership or transfer of rights or assets, please contact a civil attorney and
Yes,
take care
ma'am.
of that way. We don't handle that. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can switch your video off. Thank you. Mr. Geddes?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. As you've heard at this point, Mr. Fuentes does have an ownership stake in a business. It's a mobile detailing business based out of Atlanta. They have several employees who work for the business. My understanding is that he's also a veteran. He served 8 years in the Marine Corps. He does have a high school education. He's expressed to me that he was already in the process of moving out when this incident took place. He feels similar that he does not wish to have any kind of direct contact moving forward. He did express he does have a few belongings still at the location. He is fine with either a third-party law enforcement assisted visit or alternatively a third party completely going to the address to avoid any kind of future confrontations going forward. I would just ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond given the circumstances.
On position 9, on the simple battery family violence, that's a $1,500 surety bond. No contact with Miss Miata Velasquez, and he's to stay away from 5350 Old Bill Cook Road in South Fulton. He's allowed a one-time visit to the location with a police officer. That visit cannot exceed 1 hour, and he's only limited to going to the driveway or to the garage. He cannot enter the actual premises. So the driveway or the garage. And Miss Velasquez will make sure that all his property is available for pickup either in the garage or the driveway. And like I said, that visit cannot exceed 1 hour. After that, he's to stay 200 yards away from her and her family, including her children, have no communication in whatsoever method except through an attorney, especially with regards to disposition of the business assets. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and definitely no firearms. He's to surrender any and all firearms that he possesses to the authorities for destruction. On position number 10, on each count of simple battery, that's going to be $1,500. So this will be a total of a $3,000 surety. No contact again with the minor children who belong to Ms. Velasquez, and to stay away from 5350 Old Bill Cook Road in accordance with the previous case. His next court date for both cases is going to be May 26th. Based on a reading of the warrant, I think the South Fulton warrant that was referenced may pertain to the incident from position 10. So, Mr. Geddes, I believe that's the warrant that should be closed out by this arrest. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Next case.
Number 11, Mr. Grady.
Kevin Grady is accused of simple assault from May 12th of this year, 26 CR 3060L. Mr. Grady, you've been advised of your rights. Ms. Stallworth, any priors?
Yes, Your Honor. He has 8 cycles total, 5 from the state of South Carolina. There's an open case out of South Carolina for speeding and driving under suspension, not for DUI, first offense. There's a 2016 FTA and an 09 FTA, both out of South Carolina. There are 2 convictions outside of the 10-year period, and the recommended level is level 2. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, this happened at Grady Hospital. The victim is Jason Carter, a Grady security guard. He was being escorted away after having repeatedly been told to leave and being disorderly when all of a sudden he swung at the officer attempting to hit him. We're asking for $1,000 surety, stay away from the location. In other words, just do his business and leave the location. If he has any business at the hospital, we are asking for a social worker visit for an assessment for MH or BH and no alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Mr. Geddes?
Yes, thank you, Judge. So Mr. Grady is a veteran. My understanding is that he was in the Navy for 8 years as part of their aviation division. He currently survives based off of benefits that he receives from his military service. He does have a GED. He did want me to express to the court that part of what happened is that his mother passed away in the past few days, and he believes that has obviously affected his behavior over the past few days. I don't have any immediate concerns about his mental health given the context that he's provided to me. I would just ask that the court consider either a signature bond or failing that, the lowest possible bond given the circumstances.
Bond is set at $1,000 surety bond. No further violent contact, with Jason Carter. No violent contact with any staff or employees at the Grady Hospital. He's to stay away from the 80 Jesse Hill Jr. Drive Hospital unless he has a verifiable appointment with a healthcare provider or he's seeking emergency medical treatment. At all times, he is not to consume any alcoholic beverages, and he's not allowed to consume any illegal drugs, including marijuana. He will be seen by a social worker while at the Fulton County Jail to explore any BH issues or whether he has any substance abuse issues. Thank you. Next court date is May 26th.
Next, we got 17, Mr. Kelly.
Kaleem Makey Kelly is accused of simple battery. Is that correct? Is this Mr. Kelly?
It is.
Yes. All right. Your attorney is Ms. Kim. You've been advised of your rights. The charge is simple battery from March 4th under accusation 26 CR 3029A. Any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
No prior history, recommended UJR jail.
I believe
Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, we did offer a consent, actually for diversion, but I'm sorry.
he accepted as well.
He accepted or objected?
He accepted.
Accepted.
Yes, he likes it.
Okay. He likes it. Okay. So Ms. Evans Battle, what are the terms of your consent bond?
It's a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1, complete 2 anger management courses, and the Operation 21 law and decision-making course. Have no further contact with Kai Evans, and no further violations of the law, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. What's the diversion fee?
I think it's $250. I usually don't put the actual fee in because they may have a program in which he may not have to pay, but.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so I just want to be sure. All right, so Miss Kim, is that what your client has agreed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept the terms of this consent bond. He needs to make sure that within 30 days of being released, that he provides the court and with diversion with a current mailing address. He's to comply with all these conditions, and if he has a fee waiver, great. Otherwise, he would have to pay the fee in order to enter the diversion program. At all times, no contact with Kai Evans. Thank you.
Next, 19, Mr. Mills.
Okay. Ronnie Earl Mills is accused of battery family violence from May 11th of this year, case 26 CR 3037H. Ms. Stallworth, any priors?
Yes, Your Honor. He has 4 cycles total, 2 from the state of Illinois. There is an open case 25 SC 006378 for possession of methamphetamine, possession of a firearm during the commission, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. There is an active warrant out of Illinois for an FTA. Date of that warrant is November the 6th of 2019. There's also an open case out of Chicago, Illinois for forgery. And there's a 2019 NOLO from Clayton County for driving while license suspended or revoked. The recommended level is level 2.
And I'm sorry, how many cycles was that?
It was 4.
4 cycles. Oh, thank you. Mr. Scaraco?
Yes, Your Honor. This was the May 11th incident, 3072 Washington Road in East Point apartment complex. They responded to a call regarding a man beating a woman and they made contact with that woman, the victim here, Miss Carlicia Franklin. Carlicia, thank you. Franklin, she was getting assessed by fire rescue for a laceration on her nose that officers observed as well. She explained the defendant is her boyfriend, and they'd lived together for roughly 3 years. Got into a verbal altercation that turned physical. It was over finances, and the defendant had intentionally bit her on the nose, leaving that open cut that I mentioned. The officers did conduct a foot patrol and eventually located him occupying one of the bathrooms of at the laundromat. He had claimed he did this in self-defense, biting her on the nose. Don't really see how that comes about, essentially. But with his failure to appear, I did see for 2019 out of Vienna, Illinois, that open Fulton case for possession of firearm or knife during commission, among other offenses. The state's recommendation is going to be a $2,000 surety on account of our concern regarding flight risk and for the victim's safety, as we've not been able to reach her yet. But if we could sound for Ms. Franklin when appropriate, we're asking for $2,000 surety. No further contact with Ms. Franklin. We'd be asking for either anger awareness or FFIB here, Judge, as well as stay away from the 3072 Washington Road apartment complex in East Point, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Miss Carlicia Franklin, if you're on Zoom and want to chime in, now's the time to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you want
Hello?
to say anything? You need to start your video.
I'm trying to start it now. Hello?
Hello. All right. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
And what would you like to tell us?
It started as a little slight argument that ended up into a little violent physical altercation. I feel safe with him there. He can come back. That's all.
All right. Thank you. Unfortunately, he's got a hold in Illinois, so he would have to wait to be extradited.
So then he has to go to court out there.
They'll have to come pick him up.
For how long?
I do not know. I do not know what the charges are.
I don't see a hold for him. That was just when we ran his GCIC.
Isn't there an outstanding warrant? From what I heard, there is an outstanding warrant from 2019.
It was yes, that was listed on his GCIC as well as the other one for forgery. And I don't know. I mean, that was an open case, but not a hold. But the hold was 2019. I don't know if it's still active, but it was on the GCIC.
All right. So he has either a warrant or a hold. So one or the other. Okay. Thank you. All right, Miss Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mills is 31 years old. He was born in Alabama. He has been here in Georgia for more than 11 years. They do not have any child together. Mr. Mills is fine, totally fine with a stay away or no contact. He graduated from high school successfully, and right now he owns his own business. He's a mover of different boats. He has a cargo van. He is tax-paying U.S. citizen, and he would like to get signature on bond through pre-trial. If your honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond, we ask for $1,000 surety bond.
Okay. Bond is set at $3,000. It is a surety bond. I'm going to allow for a 10% option. If he exercises the 10% option, it will be through pretrial services level 2. If he exercises the option, he would have to report to pretrial twice a month for a period of 12 months, complete a domestic violence intervention program, have no contact with Carlicia Franklin, stay 200 yards away from her and stay 200 yards away from 3072 Washington Road, the apartment 6, I believe, A6 or A8. Well, the
A6 in
entire,
East Point.
yeah, the entire apartment complex in East Point. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. And within 30 days of reporting to pretrial, he will need to update the court with his new address since he's not allowed to reside with Ms. Franklin. Next court date is going to be May 26th.
Pay level 2, Your Honor.
If he exercises the 10% option, is level 2 for 12 months for him to complete the DBIP.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Franklin. You're free to go. Next case.
21 open for?
I'm sorry, did you say 21? Okay, got it.
No hold?
This is, I think Mr. Alexander Okafor.
And I believe this is one we have a consent bond on as well. PD Kim?
Okay, let's hear the terms. This is Mr. Okafor, 26 CR 3050F, accused of theft of services from the Utopia Lounge from May 11th of this year. And any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
No, Your Honor, no prior, and the recommended level is UJR jail.
All right, and the consent, terms of the consent bond?
Your Honor, $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. Defendant shall enroll in pretrial diversion and pay any required enrollment fee. Defendant shall enroll in and complete the anti-theft course through Operation 21 and pay any required course fee. Defendant shall stay away from Utopia, that is at 2469 Piedmont Road in Atlanta, and shall complete 30 hours community service. Additionally, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond, and shall have no further violations of the law.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, no objection, Your Honor.
All right, that will be the terms of the bond. I'll sign off on that consent bond. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ms. Kim, we just need his information as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
Will do.
All right, next we got 22, which page?
Rodney Page, case number is 26 CR 3042L, accused of simple battery against person who is 65 or older or pregnant, and simple battery family violence. Incident date appears to be October 6th of 2024. Mr. Page, you may advise of your rights. And Ms. Stallworth, any priors?
Yes, Your Honor, there are 5 cycles total, a 2022 conviction for simple battery family violence, and another 2022 conviction for battery family violence, and a 2022 FTA out of Fulton. The recommended level is level 1.
Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. The incident here, this was from October of 2024, 4399 Rolling Hill Road in Atlanta. Officer met with the reporting party, Ms. Cynthia Page, and the victim, Ms. Jeanette Page. She explained the defendant, her biological son, who lives in the same home with her, had attacked her. He had stated, "You're in my way," and she was in shock at the way he was speaking to her. But at that point, he proceeded to charge at her and push her with full force, knocking her to the ground. She is over 65 years of age, born in 1947. Additionally, I did see that she was at that time filing paperwork for an eviction to get the defendant removed from the home. And it's clear to us that he certainly should not be in that home. The conviction for simple battery family violence from under 21 CR 003341Y was for striking his niece at the same location and dragging her from one room to the other. And that was the second time he had attacked her. She'd reported 12-week anger management. The other conviction he has, 21 CR 003340Y, battery family violence for striking his other niece repeatedly, causing bruising and cuts. He was convicted there in that same year, and there was a obstructing or hindering charge that was dismissed upon acceptance of the plea there. But with those charges, those convictions, and the FTAs from 2022, There is a risk of failure to appear. There is a risk to any further violence of members that household. We'd be concerned for their safety, even though this is from October of 2024. This is the third charge, the third case that he's picked up here. And we have not spoken with the victim, but nonetheless, we are concerned for her safety, especially with his history. And there is a risk of committing a felony prior to trial. It's one battery family violence away from a felony, Your Honor, given his prior. So we are recommending a $7,000 surety, $3,500 each. We're recommending FIB, no further contact with Jeanette Page, stay away from 4399 Rolling Hill Road in Atlanta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I did see as well, she did indicate that she wanted to file a protection order. That's what she stated to the police the day of. So if we could sound for her, if she managed to make it online, and that's it for the state.
Jeanette Page, if you are on Zoom, this is the time to unmute your Zoom panel and start your video. Jeanette Page. All right, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, Janet Page is his mother has a dementia, Your Honor, and him and his brother Eric, they are two main caregivers to take care of their mother, who is actually going through Alzheimer. So it's kind of like there's so much of like not really. I don't think that there was any intention to fabricate the story. It just kind of pops up out of nowhere sometimes. My client says that he is 57 years old, but he has been here in Georgia for about 55 years, and he has only one adult child who's in France right now. He went to Emory University for bachelor's degree, graduated in 1991, and he practiced as an animal doctor for the. And right now he owns a small business to clean furnitures, and he's not qualified for public defender services. He does reside there with his mother. Without him, his mother's not going to be able to make a living in terms of like going to places, medical appointments, and things like that. So that's what he has. We would like to request for signature on bond. If Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond because of the previous conviction, we ask for the lowest possible bond, $1,000.
On count one is 1,500. Count two is 1,000. This is a $2,500 surety bond. Next court date is May 26th. He's to stay away from the Rolling Hill Road location. If the alleged victim needs a caregiver, I was just informed that there is another adult, Eric Page. So hopefully he will step up where Mr. Rodney Page is unable to fulfill that role. He's to have no further contact with Jeanette Page, and no illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. His next court date is the 26th of May. Thank you.
And this got 29, Mr. Williams, Jalen Williams.
Javon Williams, case is 26 CR 3054E. He's accused of willful obstruction of an officer and simple assault family violence from May 11th of this year. Any priors, Ms. Stallworth?
Yes, Your Honor, one moment. My apologies. Oh, actually, no, there's no prior history. Recommended UJR jail.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Scarapo?
Yes, Your Honor, this was the May 11th incident, 6850 Smoke Ridge Drive in South Fulton. The victim and caller's name is Mr. Marky Cook. He explained to the defendant, who is his cousin, they live in the same home together, was making threats towards him as he was walking past his door, stating that he will fight him. There is an autism diagnosis, I believe, and he is afraid of the defendant doing harm to him. He lives at the residence across the hall from the defendant, and he stated that in previous incidents, the defendant has put his hands on other people living in the home. So that gives us some additional cause for concern. And also, When he was asked to step away from the door, officers were trying to get his identity. He essentially slammed the door in the officer's face and fled upstairs. He was then taken into custody. The state has not been able to speak with Marky Cook as of yet. We made contact with the numbers that we had and reached the victim's grandmother, but we haven't heard from him, and we didn't get much information from the grandmother. The state's recommendation is a $2,000 total surety, $500 on the obstruction, and $1,500 on the simple assault family violence. We would recommend 2 days anger awareness, no further contact with Marky Cook. Stay away from that address, 6850 Smoke Ridge Drive in South Fulton, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on the bond. On bond, excuse me. If we could sound for Marky Cook at this time.
Mr. Cook, if you're on Zoom and you want to chime in, this is your time to do so. All right, Miss Kim, any objection to the stay away and no contact?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. On the willful obstruction is going to be 1,000. On the simple assault is 1,500. This is a 2,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 2. This will be for 6 months. He'll need to complete 2 anger awareness classes while he reports to pretrial. No illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, no weapons, and no firearms. He's also to stay away from 6850 Smoke Ridge Drive, I believe.
That is what I have, Judge.
Okay, in South Fulton, he's allowed a one-time visit to his room with a police officer to retrieve his belongings, and then that visit cannot exceed 1 hour. Within 30 days of being released, he must update the court with his new mailing address, which cannot be the Smoke Ridge location. He's also to have no contact with Marquis Cook, stay 200 yards away from Mr. Cook, and not communicate with him in any way, form, or manner. Next court date will be sent to his new address. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, an announcement about number of prisoners, number 11, Mr. Grady. Yeah, his $3,000 bond was posted before court started.
Oh. That was Kevin Grady?
Yes.
So his bond has been posted?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Grady's bond, I think I gave him $1,000 surety, but since he posted that, then that's just for the notice.
All
right, and
another announcement, position number 31, Mr. Williams, gonna be a medical reset.
31, Zachary Williams is reset to Friday, May 15th. And this is not Riverside. This is a medical reset.
And number 32 also be he's a behavior reset.
32?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And that's his second behavioral reset, right? I believe it's reset
So
from Monday.
Canavis Wright is reset to May 15th. This is behavior reset. And this is not a Riverside issue. All right, just to go down the calendar then. Position 1, Renee Allen's a 1,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Position 2 is a $1,000 surety bond, reset May 26. Position 3, Bixby is a 2,000 surety, reset May 26. 4, Boykin is a 1,750 surety bond, May 26. 5, Kalelo DeMike is a waiver. Any priors on position 5, Ms. Stallworth?
Yes, Your Honor. One moment. He has 15 cycles total. There are 2 from New York, 1 from South Carolina. There is an active warrant out of Fulton for a probation violation. Date of that warrant is January the 27th of 2026. He's currently on probation. Case number 25 SC 003296 for entering auto. There's a 2022 first offender out of Fulton for robbery and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. He's also on probation for case number 25 SC 006442 for criminal trespass and possession and use of drug-related objects. There's a 2018 conviction out of Muskogee County for criminal trespass.
Oh, that's good. 2 open probation cases. Okay. Miss Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. The victim is Travis Hood, and he is on the line, Judge. And this was just a situation where he was asked not to lean on the wall because they were painting the wall, and he just hauled off and hit him in the face. He didn't know him. This is just a stranger type of situation where Mr. Colello became upset. Our bond recommendation is in light of his history that the court heard. There is more history, of course. Our bond recommendation is for $3,500 surety, no further contact with Travis Hood, social worker visit for MH, no alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond, and if the court was sound for Mr. Hood.
Travis Hood, if you'd like to chime in, please unmute and start your video.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Please raise your right hand.
Yes,
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
And this was a construction site or some kind of business location?
Yes, it's a electrical box for the city of Atlanta. We're preparing for the FIFA World Cup.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Colello is 35 years old, and after 9th grade, he has not achieved any other education, Your Honor. I believe that he does need social worker visit for housing and also BHET. We would like to request for the lowest possible bond because he also has a probation violation. So $1,000 surety bond, Your Honor.
Okay. $2,000 surety bond. No contact with Travis Hood, and he's to stay 200 yards away from the intersection of 25 Peachtree Street, and I can't remember was it Marietta Street? So
That's
stay
correct.
away from that location. And he needs to be seen by social services for housing as well as behavioral health matters. And unfortunately, he does have 2 probation holds. So this case is going to be further noticed to May 26th. Thank you. All right, Mr. Hood, you're free to go. Position 6, Franklin, that's a 3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 7, Brink, position number 7 is $1,000 surety. Position number 8 is $1,000 surety. That's going to be reset to May 26th with this other 3rd open case. Fuentes, Brandon, position 9 is a 1,500 surety. Position 10 is a 3,000 surety. Both reset to May 26th. 11, Grady, a posted bond. So that's for the notice. Position 12, Gray is a $1,000 surety bond, May 26th. 13, Green is a consent bond for 2,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 14, Hardeman is a 5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. Position 15, Henderson is a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 16, Mariana is a 5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. 17, Kelly is a consent bond, 2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 18, Legrand is a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 19, Mills is a 3,000 surety bond with a 10% option. If the options exercised is the pretrial level 2. 20, Moore is a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial level 2. That's a 12-month one frame. Position 21, Okafor is a signature bond, consent signature bond through pretrial level 1. 3,000 signature bond. 22, Page is a 2,500. Was that a surety bond? Yes. Further notice to May 26th. 23 Reyes is a $3,000 cash bond only. And further notice and that's within 12-month ankle monitor. Further notice to May 26th with his 2 other open cases. 24 Russ, oh boy, is $1,100 surety bond, May 26th. 25 Sims is a 3,500 signature bond through pretrial level 2, 12-month monitoring. 26 Zion Simons, a consent bond for 3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 27 Super Will is a 1,500 signature bond through pretrial level, 2,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 28 West is a $10,000 split bond, reset date May 26. 29 Jalen Williams is a 2,500 signature bond through pretrial level 2. 30 Tyrone Williams is a $75 cash bond, May 26. 31 Williams reset to May 15. 32 Canavis Wright reset to May 15. 33 Zelman, that was a $6,000 split bond.
I have 9,500, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry, I missed out the other one. Sorry, 9,500 split bond, and out of which 2,500 is a surety bond. And the signature bond requires a cosigner. Reset date May 26.
And we had an add-on.
My add-on thank you. That was Ware Catchings, and that was a 6,000 surety bond. Reset to May 26.
That's it.
Any corrections, anyone? No? All right, at 5:02, sorry, 2 minutes. Should have talked faster. Okay. Sorry, folks. Y'all have a good evening.
Take care, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have a transfer order I sent over to add, if Judge Law, if you'll sign that for us.
Sure.
Ms.
Let me
Briggs.
see the case number and I'll review it.
Okay. It is.
No, just send it to me. I'll look it up.
All right then. Thank
Okay.
you.
And
All right.
also, may I add, if you all have not sent over all the consents, please do so.
All right then.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a good, what day is today? Wednesday.
Just have a good one, okay?
All right, everyone. Have a good evening. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.